Hey everybody! Welcome back. I'm Winter with another Angry Coach Marathon. It's the holidays in 2021. Yes, 2021 is almost over. And what do you have to show for it? Today, a hybrid Angry Coach. If anyone from AOE4 is interested in sending in replays, if they still have any money left over after buying a $60 unfinished game, we'll be checking that out. But first, some StarCraft II replays. You remember that game, the one you pretend to still play? Yes, thank you for answering the poll. And I think the rest of this intro can be described by our first player. We have the most angry coachable player in a while. Let me just read it off verbatim from Dashy. Thank you for providing us with this intro. So pretty much, I won all the games I played well, and I lost all the games I played poorly. So I don't know what to send in. I hope I did this right. Thank you, Dashy. You're in the right place. Even if everything you said was really fucking stupid. So, welcome to Angry Coach Marathon. They're still paying me edition. And we will be starting off with some StarCraft II. With that all said, like, subscribe, ring the bell, and continue to have this on in the background. Fall asleep. Don't drop your phone. You guys have phones. Don't drop your phone on your face. Especially when I wake you up in several hours. Thank you, good luck, and have fun! So, Dashy, the one who plays well and then doesn't lose, and then doesn't play well and loses? Well, just win. All right, moving on. Just play well. Don't see why it's so hard. All right, next up, biggest dickus. We had. If you're gonna pick a ZVZ, don't pick the most recent one. I wasn't gonna, but now that you've mentioned it. I built 3 Evos instead of 2. And a Roach one. Okay, well that is definitely not nearly as huge of a deal as you seem to think it is, but here we are. We'll pick. I will say, a lot of games played. Here we go. 20 minutes. Why am I feeling so generous? 20 minutes of Terran versus Zerg. We'll take a look. Yeah, just pick whatever you want, except the games where I played badly, which are the games I lost. Thank you, thank you. I'll do my job and you'll do yours poorly. This one, to be fair, wasn't actually super bad. We're not here to be fair. We're to make fun of you for thinking you're qualified to determine what is fair. And so far, like, you're not making it hard. The patrol path. Or we could send down the drone a little later, but so far. What rank are we? Diamond? Ah, yes. Pretty sure it was diamond.
The enemy assaults your hive cluster.
Is that the Vorazun announcer pack? 1 overlord on the way. 400 minerals. 500 minerals. Can I get a 600 minerals? What are we doing with all these minerals? 700 minerals. What are you doing with 7? What's the plan? What is the plan? What are we doing? A general plan. I don't need specifics. You're playing Zerg, all right? I guess roaches into roach hydra and to die into mech. No. I was talking like for the 700 minerals, which is about 30 seconds of mining. Roaches without gas. Thror, with all due respect, shut the fuck up. That's not the point here. Also, he's getting a second guess. So let's leave it to the professionals. The answer is queens, by the way. In case you were wondering. I don't care what your stupid question is. It is queens. There's been people in the past. Yeah. We'll get it. We'll start early today. It's been a while, so. Platinum Zerg. Loading in again. Facing a Terran. Plenty of Reapers. How do I deal with all this? I don't know. What do I do? Spread the creep? Build the lings? Maybe some roaches? Lair tech could be it? No! No. Queens! Queens! Build some more queens! All you need is to build the queens! Air! Ground! In between. The answer you seek has always been queens. You incompetent fucking buffoon, building lings like you have any style. But at the end of all of your days, you find yourself trying corrosive bile. At the end, all you need was right in front of you and almost free. It's queens. How many times? Karen, shut the fuck up! I'm freestyling! Queens. Queens. Thank you. Tell me about your roach plan. Tell me more about your roaches. Are we going roaches? Is that what you said? No. What should you build? You got one shot. You got one opportunity. Don't tell me any fucking more about the roach warren. Also more queens. There it is. Okay. In case you just didn't listen to a single thing I said. Queens are better than roaches. There you go. We finally got around to it. This is the difference between a diamond and a masters player. A diamond player eventually gets everything. A masters player gets it on time. You got your gas. You spread your creep. You built your drones. Then you built your queens. It took about 30 seconds to go through this whole goddamn process. It should take 5. This isn't AOE4. You can't just sit there waiting for things to happen. This is a real-time strategy game. Nope. No more scouting for you, you stupid bitch. You know why? Do you want to know why? You don't get to scout. Because you need to scout yourself first. You know what happens as soon... Jimmy! You're scouting with the Overlord. What are you building? Okay. Alright. Okay, he has a Marine. Very scary. Okay. Alright. Very good. So... what do you think is more important here? Yeah. This is why you're diamond. Not because you can't deal with mech. Not because you build too many of the wrong building. You could build 7 Evo chambers right now as long as you are focusing on your macro. And you'd still be in a better spot than trying to out-micro one Marine on the edge of his base. But tell me more about how mech is OP. It's not OP. I can't hotkey good. Nope.
Under attack.
Loco has been Grandmaster. He barely uses any hotkeys at all. But, to his credit, his forehead is large enough to contain a brain that can macro. And by that I mean build a bunch of queens, then build like fucking 70 drones, get like 1-1, and then mash the roach button. Once again, it's not a turn-based strategy game. You don't scout, and then macro, and then scout, and then macro. Yes, there's no such thing as multitasking. For all the pedantic fuckboys in the chat, technically, there's no such thing as multitasking. The thing that Clem and Raynor and Cyril and much less competent players who are masters and GM do is rotate through these tasks so quickly it's effectively multitasking. Because you can be building drones and scouting, or you could be spreading creep and starting upgrades. But you are doing one thing at a time, and that means you are taking too long to do things.
Your base is under attack.
The 5-second rule. Every 5 seconds... not exactly 5 seconds, but every 5 seconds you should be trying to do something else. Overlords. Creep spread. Workers. Injects. Upgrades. Not what's right in front of your face. The idea is you try to tie these things together. Whenever you inject, you should be thinking about creep spread. Whenever you creep spread, you should be thinking about your overlords. Whenever you build overlords, you should be thinking about your injects. Ta-da! Like, it's not about exactly what supply you're at, or what fucking timing, or what units he has. It's about making sure you don't skip any steps. Because then you're gonna fall down. No. Oh my god. You're leading yourself on. Okay, I feel like you've probably done that in your life before. But... you keep leading yourself every time. You're just kind of wandering around the map. There's no focus. General strike. Watch your eyes. Okay. Well, I guess I'm here. I'm gonna creep spread. You got 800 minerals. You got 11 larvae. Inject, okay. Upgrades, good. But, before you spend your larva, guess what happens?
Combat.
Before you get attacked by a Viking. What do you think it's gonna be? It doesn't matter. This is the kind of thing that sets a diamond player below a master. That is it. Being so easily distracted that a Viking that is probably too late has interrupted the entire macro plan. When you lose this Overlord, not only are you going to be supply blocked, this Overlord getting attacked did not instead trigger you to build more OVs. No, it did not. What it did was get you to look around for any other Overlords you have to scout. Just that reflex, it shows me everything I need to know. You do not have a solid enough tie to your own base to ever focus enough to have a sharp timing. Like, you're just kind of wandering your way towards a bunch of roaches.
Your brood descends upon the enemy.
Like, I'm saving up for a big roach push. Are you, Mr. 74 out of 66 supply? Suddenly building 6 OVs? Let's see if you have the Amnesia Lords as well.
Evolution complete.
Yes, in case it requires... Thank you, Proxy Battlecruiser, who has a lot more perspective of low-level play than myself. When I say Overlords, I don't mean microing the slowest unit in the game, no. I mean building them. That's it. I mean looking at the supply.
Your brood descends upon the enemy.
You saw the armory, right? You saw the armory? Otherwise, what's the point of scouting with the Overlord?
Your hive cluster is threatened.
Okay. No. Okay, so... Are we doing a roach attack? Are we not doing a roach attack? Are we getting roach speed? Will we get there? Roach speed? No, no, no. You get roach speed. As soon as the lair finishes, you get roach speed. We are not doing a roach attack. To which I ask, why? And another one, like, roach speed is not optional. And it's not like you're poor. You can't just forget it. This is not... It is not an optional upgrade. Because I'm supposed to attack at 200 supply? Yeah, but... What are you saving for roach speed? Also, fine, 200 supply, but also, what the fuck? Roach speed is one of those steps that you can't miss. Or the rest of the steps become way harder.
You've gathered all available minerals from a cluster.
You've queued up both Hydra upgrades with no roach speed. We'll see if you ever get it this game. You might not notice. There you go. What roach speed does, even if you don't want to attack, you can respond to all these things. He becomes way more scared. If the roaches can just come across... Like, he probably doesn't know if you have roach speed right now, but it's just, like, lair finishes, you have a roach war, and you get roach speed. If you have at least, like, 5 roaches, you get roach speed. It's obvious we're going Roach Hydra.
Your mutation is complete. By the gods.
Oh my god, the struggle. The struggle to put him on the... If you're scared of Hellions, build a spine crawler or 2.
You've depleted a mineral cluster. Your brood complete.
Vipers. Thank you.
Field exhausted. Perhaps evolution complete. Your hive cluster is threatened.
We've bumbled our way into a pretty quick 2-2 max. Obviously, there could have been many quicker points.
Field has been depleted.
Yeah, the real struggle is going to be to control Vipers and anything else without losing one part of it. So remember those queens? Do we have a hotkey? I guess so.
The enemy has engaged your enemy. Your brood has developed evolution.
Okay, so he's doing some crazy shit. You're both diamond. Look. You're up 50 supply with less workers. He's got 2,000 minerals because he's just as incompetent as you. As long as you don't chase one liberator with 100 supply of...
Descends upon the enemy.
Okay, now, go fucking kill him. Now go kill him. That's what you do now. No, no, no. You kill him. No, attack. Okay, attack. Attack with your units.
Your
Attack.
base is under attack.
Attack. Attack.
The enemy assaults your
Attack
hive
now.
cluster.
Where did those vipers go?
Successful.
You don't need lurkers.
You've gathered all of
Then
the
you're gonna have to micro lurkers, and we know how that's gonna go. That's gonna be a disaster.
a mineral.
Not bad. Just... But you're maxed out. The advantage you have against a mech player is he can't max out as quick, and he can't replace his units as well. You need to hit him. This army gets worse and worse. A couple blinding clouds. Not a oh my god.
Engage your brood in combat. Your base is under
It's called a planetary fortress. Well, it wasn't the worst. It definitely could have been better.
Your forces are under
But
attack.
overall, it's a win.
The enemy assaults
You
your
killed the
hive
base.
cluster. The enemy has engaged your brood in combat.
And now, you hit him again.
Your mutation is complete. Your forces are under attack. Your base is under attack.
You don't... Every time you send your entire army back to deal with 3 Hellions, build a fucking spine crawler. Build 12 spine crawlers. The amount of time he's gotten out of these Hellions. Look at his money and his supply. He's desperate. He's very afraid of you punching him in the face. And you're running off after 3 Hellions. You're giving him exactly what he wants right now. The only thing he can do is desperately hope you turn around. So that way he can actually build an army. And you very kindly did that. Lurkers don't counter mech. No more, like, you building the lurkers in the first place, I think, was a mistake. Yeah, if you can micro lurker Viper, but can you though? It's not terrible so far. Build a fucking spine crawler. Roach Hydra Viper's fine. Less micro, less thinking, less panicking when 12 Hellbats end up in your base. Lurkers are for Thors. Not for tanks. Tanks outrange lurkers. They can kill planetaries. But if you have to cut something out because you can't control all these moving parts, lurkers are vulnerable to tanks and liberators, of which he hasn't built a single Thor, so.
Your hive cluster is threatened.
Also, you know there are 2 lurker upgrades, one of which is speed and speed burrow, which would be very helpful in this exact scenario.
Mineral field exhausted. Perhaps it's time.
Okay, so you tell me how you feel about lurkers countering tanks.
Hidden base.
I don't have it. Not yet.
You've gathered all the enemy assaults.
Build a spine. Build 10 spine crawlers.
Your forces are under attack.
Build spines and spores. Like, you keep getting Hellions in your mineral line. Like, I wish there was some way to stop these guys. It was speed, burrow, and range. Those are two separate upgrades.
You've gathered all available.
So you lost 10 lurkers to a bunch of siege tanks doing next to no damage. And you're like, I got just the thing.
Under attack. Mission complete. A mineral field has been depleted. The enemy assaults your hive cluster.
Like, your Viper Micro is not terrible. If you built... You need to overbuild static defense. It's always been a thing with Roach Hydra. You overbuild static defense, even if it feels like it's costing you economy, because your army is very supply heavy. Roaches are 2 supply, lurkers are 3. Your army just, like, there's not that much to it. You don't need that much economy to replace it. You need to not have your army split into pieces chasing fucking Hellions. That was almost great if it wasn't for the fact he had 28 siege tanks.
Your extractor has run dry. You've harvested all the best mineral field exhausted. The enemy has engaged your brood in combat.
He just keeps building tanks and libs because they keep countering it.
Cluster. Your base is under attack. The enemy has engaged your brood in combat.
Right now, like, you're getting literally shot multiple times, but you're busy, like, I don't know, clipping your fingernails with these Vipers. Like, he keeps coming in with Liberators and killing 15 drones, or a Hellion run by 10 drones, or a bunch of tanks, like 20 lurkers. You're like, you've been doing that the whole fucking time. Can we possibly redeem points for a replay review? Yes, if you redeem points, like however many points you have, and then you donate $20, you can get a replay review. Also, special deal, no points, also $20. But you don't even have to spend any points, which I think is a steal, personally.
Assaults your hive cluster.
Okay, stop, it's over. Stop. You're dead. Static defense. Don't distract yourself.
Base is under attack.
Don't forget upgrades.
We become one with the eternal night.
The Eternal Night sounds very dark. I think that's the point, though. It's a B. For you obviously have a build. It doesn't suck, but you're missing some mess. But like right now, you got a fucking screen door on your submarine. Like, not having any static defense against someone who just keeps sending... Like, by the 4th time, the Hellions and the Liberators obviously were trying to distract you. Did you know he had less than 5 tanks when you brought your nearly maxed out army back?
Subscriber detected.
He had like 5 tanks.
Is chilling for 6 months.
He had 3 Hellions run by, and your entire 80 supply of army chased. Like, that is such an obvious mistake.
Eldream Shifter was chilling for 43
Thank you.
months.
Thank you. We'll be adding everyone to the tree at the end. Be patient, or don't be here at all.
Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now?
Here's 2,000 points. I don't have a replay though.
Okay. This guy punished me with libs, and I felt helpless. So, my gold Protoss friend, Biggest Dickus. I'm using a bronze to GM build. This feels like I don't know if it's pigs or vibes or mine. It's very, like, unlikely to be mine. But I feel like we're about to slander another top StarCraft content creator by pretending we're doing their build. Ah, yes, vibe is the classic choice. It's like, I'm totally doing the build. I just went triple Stalker against Terran. Maybe that is the build, I don't know. I'm not gold. We'll see. Noticed he was on one base, was about to get more gates, then he hits me. Punish me with libs. Yeah, libs do make you feel helpless. Honestly, there are some maps where it's pretty fucked, but... Vibes bronze to GM requires roach speed. Even as Protoss, he's very inclusive about that. So, another thing, like when somebody comes in and their name is Biggest Dickus, I immediately think that none of those words, well, maybe one of those words applies to them. But as a gold Protoss, obviously, you are a incredibly and inspirationally skilled player. Yes, I also understand it is not an original name, but Mr. Terran is here to have a conversation.
Oh, a follower. Is that
It's a conversation starter.
Enzo_impact is
I guess he knows his audience. Thank you, Solo Flock. Gold Leaguers. Okay. So what is the point of scouting?
5 subs to viewers.
What is the point of scouting? Husky Shark Fang / Biggest Dickus / captcha words. To see if you're going to get cheesed and what his build might be. Alright. Correct. So that was a waste of a pylon. Your second pylon goes at your net. Well, you've built an extra pylon. Pylons don't shoot anymore. So, you scouted. What did you see? He was on one base. The point here is that you did scout. And you saw he was hiding. You, like, was that probe just, like, for aesthetics? Technically, you scouted. You saw the information you needed to at least build a shield battery. Then you just went home. Because you scouted because the build said to scout. Though it probably didn't really call extra attention to the fact you need to pay attention to what you're fucking scouting. You don't just send a probe out and then eventually it files a report that tells you what he's doing. But if it did, it would say, hey, that's kind of weird. He's walled off on one base, isn't it? Maybe we should look into that. But here we are. How about we just chrono boost probes instead? I was waiting to use my sentry to scout again. Okay, if he walls off, build a shield battery. Build it. Like, he's gonna make double liberator, so it's not gonna matter. But the point is, you're making no admission whatsoever that, like, otherwise what was the point of scouting? Like, literally the probe does nothing. Don't send a fucking probe if you're just gonna wait for the sentry. You're just wasting money. Honestly, I'd rather just scout with the hallucination. So that way you can see he's going double liberator, and you have nothing anyways because it's too late. Yeah, what the fuck, bro? Alright, let's bring up Vibe's Bronze to Grandmaster here. Vibe, Bronze to GM, Gold Protoss. Let's see. Gold 1 to Platinum 3. Here, what do we have?
Good.
Does
Now I have
Vibe
your
just go
attention.
3 bases on one
This
gate
system
like
is
fucking
not
Zest? I bet he does. I bet that's the smart build he does. Real zesty build here. Let's see.
And all it is making zealots now. We're getting
This looks like...
are, probably above Gold League.
Is that a
as well.
Protoss
These
or
dudes
a
are fucking
Terran?
maxing out repeatedly. For Chrono.
Vibe, tell
That
me
fight was
more.
not good. Our army was like half, and then the other half.
Did he lose?
But at the same
Fight a Terran, Vibe.
hand,
I remember having this issue. Playing
it
random
was
and then
natural
getting
that we
Zerg
could
like
some more
9
gates.
times in a
We do
row.
have more gates in our
Vibe, I don't know how to fight. You see,
Worker
this
count
is
is
why.
almost-
This is why.
Could be
This
a
is why
player
I'm
who
never
can
gonna get to
recover from bad
Plat Vibe.
situations faster
Because
than
you don't
others.
fight any Terrans because they're
If you
all
get
in
in bad
diamonds
situations and you
sweating.
rely heavily on your micro, you will have like no recovery.
We'll try gold 3 to gold 2. How about that?
Hello, everybody, and welcome.
Hey,
to
hey, Vibe.
Gold.
All right.
He has no layer because we're gonna start mining other 2 queens. This one is made, and if you look at ours,
I don't even know if this is like the more modern one because that looks like an old ass map. No. I'm here to
guys,
tell
what
you,
up?
see if you're
Welcome to
slandering the man.
GM20.
Okay, here's gold 3 to gold 2. Maybe this is the one. Maybe this is it.
Hey, hotkey. So we're using 4 camera hotkeys.
Where are the Terrans? Camera hotkeys in a modern RTS? That sounds like a lot of work.
Well, while he does it, nobody does. Again,
I can't find a single
we
Terran.
don't
Oh my
care
god.
about micro. Start
They're all...
that
It's
seems
terrible.
awkward, yeah.
Oh my god.
Also, natural 10 on the main.
Another question.
faster
If
and
I've
faster
never
and
plays
faster
a
and faster.
Terran, then how did you get a versus
Sure.
Terran
We also have a 4th base, or sorry, a 4th camera hotkey. So remember those camera hotkeys we just talked about?
Yeah. No, I don't.
Welcome to BDGM series, guys. Welcome to Gold. Wait, Florencio, thank you very much for the shield upgrade. Is like a 150 is very realistic.
I
It is
found a
like, yeah,
Terran. All right, here we go. I got one. Let's see.
I'm too
Let's see what
Let's see if
Vibe's
Phoenix
build
just
is.
by 1 minute. Pristine economy by 1 minute. There's a pro.
Okay.
Get it? Because Marines are really good and nothing counters them.
Well said.
So
Well
just
said.
make Marines and you win. It's like, okay, well, what's the real answer to like getting better in this game? I don't fucking know. I have no idea. There's so much to this game, so much more depth than the simplicity of breaking down, being like, I think I know all of it already. Like this is why.
Okay, so that's 2 gates before a 3rd. He built a 2nd gate, but he's too busy doing a meta discussion here to point out that he built a 2nd gateway.
These are all the reasons. There's so many things you can be doing all the time. All of these things all add up, and it's why someone who's in Masters League, it would fucking never, at any point in time, unless they're like drunk as shit and can't even play the game properly, they would never lose to someone who's like in Gold League.
True.
Masters player would have like a 100% win rate against someone in Gold League. Now if you play like something like an FPS, there's a bit of a chance there. Like what if the lower
Yeah,
player
he's
generally
doing
wins
too
rounds
much
down?
meta
I
discussion.
said, I've killed you 1 time out of 100. Whoa. But again, in FPSs, there's still so much stuff that is so much layers to skill in those kinds of games as well.
I am skipping the 2nd gate. You might be losing because you're skipping 50% of your potential unit production.
Like, take it, break it down piece by piece. But in RTS, this is a
Like,
game.
this isn't the build. That's like saying I'm having a pumpkin pie. It has pumpkin, it has like the bread part, and then it has the pan. And you forgot the pumpkin. Or the pan. Or I don't know. Like, I should have picked something I knew had several ingredients. I don't know what else goes into the pumpkin pie. Thank you for pointing that out. Yes, I had to go find the build you were failing at doing to point out if you had just followed it, we wouldn't be in this scenario. It took a lot longer than I thought. So here we are. But yeah, since he was having vibe, why won't you, for 2 hours, every single one of these videos, point out every single action you're making instead of having any sort of discussion that is off the direct topic? Because I'm a gold leaguer and I can't think for myself or pay attention if you don't spell it out part by part in that order. And that's what you're saying. Also, what was the point of scouting again? Like, here we are taking a...
Your forces are just a little bit better.
Remember when we were going to scout with that sentry? Sometime before the 5-minute mark would be nice. You know when starport units can finish? Before 4 minutes. Stargate is almost before 3 if you're really focused on it. Yeah, scouting is not... Eventually units show up at my base and, oh, I hate it. That's not what scouting is. Okay, so that was terrible. Also, you never scout. There's no scouting in this game. You sent a probe out and then proceeded to ignore all the information the probe gathered, which was some. And now we're here.
Base is under attack.
You realize, did you not see the Liberator Circle?
Recall.
Wow. Okay. So, this pro gamer over here did an advanced build, which is sieging. He queued up Liberators to siege. And you stared at them. The Marines were literally the bait. That was pretty advanced shit right there. He is a, like, real pro gamer. Like, attacking in more than one place at once. How crazy.
Your base is on...
So yeah, the Liberator was literally on your screen, but you were so tunnel visioned on the Marines. Also, one gate is not enough. You have 840 minerals. You could build like 4 more gates and still have enough to be building probes. But here we are. No, don't. You're going through the... Okay. Yes, this is Liberator abuse. This is what it looks like. Know it, see it, compliment it.
On purpose?
So his whole build is Liberators. Which is pretty disgusting, but very effective. I really fuck up next. I make 3 Immortals. Well, with Immortals, if you just rip the turret off, the top, you just have, like, Zealots come up and rip the turret off, you got a Dragoon. So,
Army under attack.
just keep trying. You ever notice that Immortals are just Dragoons with a big-ass turret so they can't shoot up? And then I just tilt and all in, which is definitely something you should do in 3 base versus 1. I mean, it's a little late to all in. StarCraft is not a game where you get to lose 3/4 of your workers and have no army and then just, like, do whatever you want.
Your warriors are under attack.
Yeah, the reason you're all-inning now is because you just forgot to build more gateways. Like, it's pretty fucking simple. Yeah, it is a bit, like, you saw he was on 1 base. You never scouted again. You never scouted in the first place. Technically, you sent a probe, but you didn't react in any way to what that probe saw. So, I wouldn't call that scouting so much as a designated loss of money to check off that bureaucratic mark.
They're attacking your base. Give them some trouble. Base is under attack. Do you recall?
What if he makes a Liberator at home? He's playing with his food? No, that's a Gold League Terran. The Terran only has 30 SCVs. He could easily have 50 right now if he was regularly building them, even if he was on one base most of the time.
Your base is under attack.
I did not build a gateway earlier. I didn't think that far ahead. So what you're saying is you didn't do the build. The build is you build 2 gates, not 1. That is a key fucking component.
Your base is crumbling.
It's like having 3 wheels. Like, the build is 3 bases, 2 gates, and a robo. But you got 3 wheels on a car. Like, maybe you can get somewhere, but it's probably not a good idea. Honestly, you should probably build like 4 gates, because you'll have the money. But yes, this is happening. The Immortals, that refinery's gonna get away.
You're looking for your...
You gotta be careful. Dude. This is the amount of foresight I expect from a Gold League Protoss. What do you think is gonna happen right now?
They're attacking your base. Give them some trouble.
Yeah. I mean, it's over. But the reflex is amusing.
Maru and Cyril make it look so easy.
Do they? So yeah, that was not following a build. That was thinking you were following a build, but actually following your own shitty impulses and dying because of it. That is a C. No, it's a B minus, because you did take 3 Nexi, which is something like, if you're not following anything, like most players will not take 3 Nexus. They won't. Because if they're not following anything, what they'll do is sit in their base, scared to ever go out. And a 3rd Nexus will be in the corner of the map. Like, if ever. So you're past that point already. So I have to give you that, begrudgingly.
It's not a game.
5. We're done. Okay. Next up. Okay. So, do we have something maybe a little less painful and obvious? Let's see. Lugnut says, want to know if I have a real shot at getting diamond. So Platinum Protoss. Wow, that is one of the most dramatic army graphs I have seen, including pro matches. Wow. That is a graph. That is army value, is what that graph is. What the fuck? So, there's a few options here. 1 is we don't understand what units we're supposed to build. Or 2 is we don't understand how we're supposed to use them. Or 3 is both. I think this is actually gonna be the first one, where like something doesn't work, so you build other units. Like, those are gonna work. But like, when I say Immortal Charge Lot Archon, and you build 1 Immortal, 1 Archon, 6 Charge Lots, and 28 Stalkers, that doesn't fucking count as Immortal Charge Lot Archon. I assume there was a GLHF in the countdown, which has never showed up in replays. So cheeky. No, you build another probe and then you build the gate. Like, what the fuck are you doing, Kybrit? About to time Kybrit out. You can't just link shit. Why do we let subs link things? Otherwise, he's gonna write his fucking autobiography in the chat. Okay. Why are there two... Lugnet, what the fuck are you doing? What are you, Showtime? Against Clem? Why do we have 2 probes scouting? What are you gonna do if you found a Rex? What if you found something? What then? Looking for proxy. 1 probe. 1 probe. You know what the key to getting to diamond is? Worrying about your fucking self. I know the Gold League player, not yesterday, last game, I said they didn't pay any attention to their scout, but that was still better than putting this much effort into scouting. The point is, if he had just done the build right, he would have been a lot better prepared. It doesn't matter, because you're too dumb, by definition, of being a platinum player to have any benefit from scouting with multiple probes. Okay, worry about your goddamn self. Then I make more units. I said, no, you're not playing a fucking strategy game. You admit it yourself. You're platinum. You don't get to play a strategy game. You're several thousand MMR below that. You're playing a build order simulator. Whichever one of you gets closer to having an actual build order as opposed to a drunken impression of one will usually win the game. That is the first at least 5 minutes. 95% of games below higher diamond, and that's being generous. They're not all decided in the first 5 minutes, but they almost all could be. Because people are doing stupid shit like this instead of just focusing on their build. Like, oh my god, what if he proxies a Rex? Well, then he's proxying a Rex. He's fucking 1,200 minerals, microing 1 Reaper. Build a shield battery. He's not proxying shit. You already... The point is, you scouted for proxies after already seeing he has no proxies. You're looking for barracks that can't exist. You got into his base. He has a barracks. He had 1 gas. The worst he could do, even before seeing a command center, is have 1 more barracks. Which the counter would be build the same things. You're thinking too hard. You're hurting yourself. And I don't think that's limited to StarCraft. I saw a red dot on the minimap. Did you? And even if you did... No, you didn't! No, you didn't! I'm looking at the Terran's vision. Yeah, stop. What the fuck? The Terran's vision, you can see it. He has not scouted out of his base. So you're looking at ghosts. And not the dangerous kind. Did one of the little sparks from the map make you think it was a red dot on the minimap when you glanced at it out of the corner of your astigmatism-afflicted eyes or something? Like... What the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is this? Oracle. No. Fuck you. You're over here with build like... You're like, Oracle is not one of the units you get to build, my friend. Not Mr. I thought I saw a ghost SCV on the map, and now I have an idle probe just kind of scouting around for things that don't exist. No. No more oracles. It is very clear now you don't have a build order to do a bad impression of. You're like... You're going full has, but you has less than a fraction of the skill. Less than a fraction, which is very little. Also, there's an important stat that I think you yourself probably have a very small amount of, but pylon efficiency and necessary infrastructure safety. Your pen is rating. This determines how good your build is based on, 1, are your pylons efficient? Are you making more than you need? Here, definitely yes. What is this pylon fucking doing? It feels like a good time to make a pylon. I'm about to be supply blocked, partially because my Nexus was late, because I was scouting for ghost SCVs. 2, now you're going to be making 2 pylons, which slows down your stupid-ass Oracle that you shouldn't be doing in the first place. 3, you don't have a pylon at your natural, which is some pretty necessary infrastructure. I'm turning this replay off if you bank up over 1,000 minerals with your Oracle, by the way. Because that is actually the best thing I can do for you, is tell you to stop doing this and focus on yourself. You're building 1 out of 2 probes. There you go. You got only 1 gateway. You have no pylons at your natural. You're getting... There's no plan. There's no plan. You're just kind of pressing buttons. What do you need the gas for? What do we need the gas for? Moracles? There's still no pylons at the natural. This is, I think, this is what happens when a Protoss gets out of the Gold League without actually learning anything. This is still the feeling of, like, I really don't want to take an expansion, but I know I'm supposed to, so I just won't commit anything to it. No pylons, no gateways, no shield batteries. The fucking gateways rallied into the main because even sticking your neck out that far is fucking terrifying. And that's why we're doing a stupid-ass Stargate on the other side of the stupid-ass map. Pylon at the... I'm just spending money. Yeah, you spent it on Angry Coach, which was also a bad decision because YouTube videos are fucking free. But that is about how efficient you are with your money.
Research finished, but I'm still waiting on high-sec auto-tracking.
What is this nerd getting a goddamn turret? Maybe because every stupid Protoss does Oracle shit. Well, that was fucking useless.
Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now?
Efficient.
You know what would be pretty useful for scouting your opponent? Is an Oracle. Oracles, even when you have them, and they don't just die to turrets, are not for... Oh my god. So both of these players are former Silver Leaguers who have just happened to play enough games, they made it to Plat. Their matchmaking works, guys. That's what it means. Because we have a Terran player with 1 out of 2 orbitals, 4 turrets, upgrading +1 infantry weapons before getting a tech lab on his fucking barracks. And then we have a Protoss player who, taking a natural is still one of the most uncomfortable things, who reflexively proxies a Stargate and then still, while microing, flies his Oracle into not 1 but 2 turrets. So, like, this is what happens when Silver Leaguers grow up. It's Bronze League. This is the boring version of Bronze League Heroes. This is why most of Bronze League Heroes replays are terrible. Because they have an idea of what they're supposed to be doing. They just do it so poorly, it's just sad. Like 2 Robo, and a Twilight, and a 3rd, because what else haven't we done lately? I guess we have the gas. Yeah, not sure how we're affording the 2 Robo, but... And a Forge? Okay, can I get a Templar Archives? Another Forge? And another Forge? Okay, everybody get your fucking bingo cards out. Okay, does anybody have triple forge? Does anybody... Anyone? Okay, now I'll be distributing new bingo cards at the end. There were 3 robos. Wow. That was a bold call taking 3 robos, but it's paying off now.
Oh, good.
Thank you,
Now
CJ.
I have your attention.
We're barely building out of 1 robo because we're so busy building more robos.
Your research is complete. Research complete.
Okay, so a lot of people are like, are your build order guides still up to date? The game hasn't been patched in 2 years, guys. My build order guides are less than 2 years old. The low APM challenge is less than 2 years old. You're using my announcer pack, so ostensibly you know who the fuck I am, yet you'd rather listen to me criticize you in-game every time you make a mistake than listen to me teach you how to play. So now we're here again.
But have we blew your own mind out of that mineral field?
Also, Protoss has a key where you can just have all your warp gates. You don't need to hotkey it in with all your other buildings. And what if he attacks your 3rd? All your units are in your fucking main because you're being a little bitch. You're going Colossus Void Ray like it's 2012, and you're playing like you're 10 years old as well. Finally.
Army under attack.
Like, maybe we should defend the base. Oh my god, the Void Rays are off of the proxy Stargate that is in sensor tower range. Beautiful.
Patch is gone, and it's not coming back.
Immortal Archon Charge Lat. You're 1 for 3.
An upgrade's been completed.
That's what every single one of my Protoss guides say. It's hard to fuck up Immortal Archon Charge Lat. Everything you have right now is countered by turrets. When you make a turret, an army that is countered by turrets, you're validating this stupid-ass Terran. Well, if you build a ton of production, you can start to take in 10 international orders and export products and achieve economic domination in the long run. Yeah, but you gotta scale up at a reasonable rate. Otherwise, the fucking overhead cost on your production means that competitors may be able to undercut you in the short run. And if you don't have enough fucking capital in order to last in the long term because you're denied the opportunity for economic expansion via additional resource gathering opportunities, then you're gonna get fucking bankrupted and you're not taking out a small loan of 1 million minerals. There's no one gonna fucking bail you out. There's no goddamn market in this game for casuals like in Age of Empires. That is why you need to scale your production with your fucking neck side.
A mineral
Not just make it all at the same fucking time.
field has been deployed. Your base is crumbling under enemy attack.
So now you attack. I assume we micro too much. This is the wrong army. You have no Archons. The more Archons you have, the higher your chances of victory. You have 0 Archons, therefore I give you 0 chance of victory.
You engage the enemy? On purpose?
Like, I'm pretty sure Leonidas had some words about this fight. Like, you engage the enemy on purpose? I don't know. This is literally the smallest choke point, I think, on any map in the pool. Maybe the bubulas on Blackburn are slightly worse. But it's still probably good. You know what the best timing to attack is? Approximately like 12 seconds before your upgrades finish. So that way he can't tell you're going to get the upgrades. Ah, yes. Very, very well done. Like, up a ramp into siege tanks seconds before your upgrades finish. You're like, what do I fucking need? What do I need against mass siege tank? Did you say Stalkers? No, I didn't. I never did. I literally have many times over in all of my guides said, don't build Stalkers. Yet here we fucking are. Not even Archon sooner. I would just settle for no. Build probes. Stalkers are the most expensive way to demonstrate you've never attempted to learn anything. They shoot up, they shoot down. What's not to love? The cost? The fact you're gonna try to micro now? The fact that they could have been charge lots for cheaper?
Your warrior.
You can't say don't build Stalkers without saying build Stalkers, and that's a good point right there.
They're under attack.
Yeah, because why are you backing off now? You're what the you're like, I'm gonna make sure I lose every unit. One Colossus survives.
And his name is John C.
Watch me get ram rushed. We'll see if we eventually get around to AOE4. Apparently StarCraft players are much less stingy with their money, probably because they didn't pay 60 bucks recently for an unfinished game.
You took all the minerals from that club.
Bro, I have an AOE4 game for you to cast. 4v4, funny stuff. I don't have 30 minutes to wait there holding my dick. That's your mother's job.
Are you thief?
More Stalkers, though.
Mind out of that cluster. And still in the game? Nice.
0 Archons, fucking 28 Stalkers. Pick up your goddamn phone. I called it again.
They're not immortals. Well,
Remember when I'm like, Immortal Archon charge lot doesn't mean 28 Stalkers? Like, charge lots and 1 Immortal and 1 Archon? Remember when I said that? I do. I'm gonna keep pointing it out.
you have engaged the enemy. You're all lined up on the battlefield. Mind out of that cluster. And still in the game? Nice. Up mineral field.
Oh, look, a Templar Archives and another Stargate.
Find that geyser. Mineral patch is gone. It's not coming back.
Here's what I predict. I predict the first fight with Archons almost wins the game, and then he goes back to Stalkers. Okay? Who cares about 4 forges? Whatever. It's not about how he... It's about what he chooses to spend his money on. Outside, like, fuck it. 6 forges if you eventually remember to get upgrades. No, this isn't the Archon fight. Maybe he'll eventually... No, he's now getting fucking Void Ray upgrades. Oh, no. No. When he has Mass Marine Tank, the answer is not more Void Rays. I know a lot of answers in the past in the fucking Silver League have been solved with more Void Rays. But
No gas left in that
Archons are how you solve higher Metal League problems. $15. It doesn't say $15. It says $20. $20. French Pass victory. French Pass is like playing a fucking MOBA. It takes literally in 1v1 90 seconds to walk across the goddamn map. It might as well be 3 different maps.
Cannons only cost minerals. Upgrade complete. But at what
Finally.
cost? You took all the minerals from that cluster. Your assimilators and enemies
Alright, here come the Archons.
has been depleted.
Okay, I get it. You're trying to show off your macro. Oh, did you win the fight? No, like, don't look away when the fight's happening. You got plenty of time.
You engage the enemy.
It's almost a good Well, once again, there's a warp gate key. Looks like you won the fight because of the Void Rays.
Mineral
Oh, we're on the camera. Not on the
patch is
camera.
gone, and it's not coming back.
It says $15 on the fucking command. Alright, let me just disable the command.
Ginger's Gaming just donated $5. Oops, 3 here is the rest.
Are those House Archons? No.
Upgrade is all done.
Void Rays don't counter Marines.
Army
Archons counter everything.
I'm sure it didn't go to waste, right? Find out that. And still in. Nice. attacking your base. Your upgrade is
Immortal Archon charge lot. The Void Rays are a waste of supply and money that could be 9 gates is not enough. Fucking 17 gates. 5 gates per Nexus.
base is under.
If you ever get over 100 supply, 5 gates per Nexus. So that way, when you're pretending to macro by looking directly away from the fight every time you fight, like, I'm macroing now, then maybe you actually are. But having 9 gateways and then warping in a whole round of production and coming up with 2,000 minerals left over, that's not macroing, that's just drawing attention away from your failures.
The best being got. You.
Well, Winter, if I didn't bank up that much money, how would I have money to waste on Angry Coach? Which is a very good point, I think.
Up, mineral field depleted. Your base is under attack. Mined out of that cluster. And still in the game? Nice.
Did we decide Archons weren't doing it?
Your base is.
You never gave the Archons the opportunity. You didn't build enough. You have 1,500 gas. It's not like
They're all mined out of that mineral.
they're literally the most efficient unit to build.
Upgrade's been completed. Engage the.
Very nice.
Check the replay. Find that play button.
Oh my god, what a disaster. Alright, shame on you. Fucking thank God at least though. Kudos though for being finally. Finally. Shame on you. I'm giving it a D+, which is yeah, maybe you'll actually deserve platinum, but you're not going to diamond by playing like a overachieving Silver Leaguer. It was definitely... I built the Voids to try to deal with the tanks. Yes, I know why you built them. That doesn't make them any better. The answer is Immortal Archon Charge Lot, not Stalkers, not fucking 5,000 minerals and 5,000 gas of Stalkers or whatever, and then eventually building other things. It's right there. Immortal Archon Charge Lot. You never put the whole thing together. You kept adding in other stupid shit. It's like, here, have this amazing, tasty dish. You got, fucking, I don't know, stir fry. It's got fried rice. It's got, I don't know, shredded pork chop. I don't know what else you put in fucking stir fry. It's got the most succulent potatoes and also walnuts. What the fuck? I don't want walnuts. Why the fuck are there walnuts? I'm not paying for walnuts. Don't come in like, well, walnuts. No, no, no. Walnuts are no. Potatoes. Void Rays are the walnuts. Yes, some people might think they're good, but they're fucking wrong. Void Rays are for putting in their base at the 3-minute mark or for making Zerg players quit the game. Those are the only reasons to build Void Ray. That is it.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Legacy of the Void. We remember Void Rays as being a unit always annoying, but right now they are either Sky Toss against Zerg or cheesing everyone else. That's it. Those are your options. DJ Merlin says nothing. Links his account. He is a diamond Terran. How many games are in queue? Several. And we're not necessarily going in order. SC2 gets priority. Don't worry, if you play AOE4, you're probably very patient. Comes with the game. Just pretend you're waiting in queue. Because you are. There was a pause. We don't pause for anything.
Center?
Yeah, I guess he did go pull first, didn't he? Your barracks is in the wrong spot to build the reactor. Thankfully, you didn't lose the game because of it. Why a Widowmine?
Finished up. You picked that one?
Also, this wasn't anything. The Reaper didn't actually... You scout with the... At least scout his gas. Like, does he have gas? Like, why not scout with the Reaper? You were in his base and you just left. Then you would see there's a Roach Warren. And maybe you should panic. Maybe not.
Command center upgrade.
What?
Add-on complete.
We saw a pool first.
A mineral field.
I mean, I guess it's gonna pay off, but how? Why? No, wait, that's a reactor.
Add-ons all done.
Yeah, this is not good. Yeah, the Reaper is for scouting, not for sitting in your base cowering. Like, if you're not gonna scout with the Reaper, don't build one. The point of the Reaper is to scout. Clem isn't building a Reaper so he can look fancy and snipe creep tumors. By sniping the creep tumors and constantly pressuring the hatchery, he can tell how many Zerglings, he can tell how many queens, he can see the drone count sometimes. Like, the Reaper is serving a purpose besides looking fucking fancy. It's not a fighting unit. The Reaper sitting in your base is a waste of time and effort. Especially when... So, you know how you're facing an advanced Platinum Zerg? Just imagine losing to this guy. Imagine. Imagine. 7 overlords.
Your army is under attack. CC upgrade done. Your add-ons been constructed.
You gotta pull some of the boys. Maybe not all the boys. Alright, so you got one shot. You got one opportunity. Now, what do you... DJ Merlin, tell me what you should be doing here. There are multiple right answers, I will say. There are some wrong ones. Oh yeah, the Zerg is building a second spawning pool. So that was a misclick. Imagine losing to this guy. Don't I lose this one? Yes. You don't have to imagine. You've defended a roach push that you probably should have known was coming. You have 3 CCs. You have 2 medevacs, some Marines with stim. Counterattack. No, a little more detail. Hang on, connection. Invest in broadband internet. All right, everybody's thinking about what they could do to the opponent. So nobody's been fucking listening. I can't believe Evolved Mentalities, the fucking... of all people, of all fucking people, was the first one to get it. Like... You know why that's extra shameful? Do you guys know why? Is this you? Is this you? Yeah. That guy got it before you, DJ Merlin. That guy. With the social skills of the Halo Pro he is. Still managed to figure that one out.
Research all done.
He's evolved his mentality. It was during my lag out. What did he say? Okay, anyways, it was eBay's in production was the right answer. The Zerg invested heavily in an attack, which means his economy is mediocre, and he doesn't really have great units, so he has to build more, which means you have space and time to up your production, and since you already got a third command center, which I'm not even convinced was an intentional part of the build, but a side effect of having too much money, having 5 racks, a factory, and a starport with add-ons, whatever you decide to put on them, as well as double NG bay, and then focusing on pressuring him. Yes, you should remind him he needs to stay in his base by having 1 medevac. Not to do damage, to remind him he needs to sit in his fucking base.
Mineral patch is gone. And it's
1! We're going up to 3 racks, which is not 5. It's not 5, believe it or not. We're building 2 liberators because you're trying too fucking hard. No. 5 racks, take your third, and remind him he needs to sit in his base. That's how you win. You don't win by microing your fucking medevacs like Clem. Because even if you manage to get close to that, I guarantee you, you're not going to be diamond if you can micro medevacs like Clem, but macro like Big Gabe. You get to choose one or the other, and most Terrans try the Clem part, I will say. So, instead of sitting there with 1 medevac that he must sit in his base, he has to bring all his fucking roaches back. Because he can't kill your medevac. He has to defend it. Instead, you drop most of your units out, lose them, tuck your tail back into your medevac's legs or fucking whatever, and leave. So now, what have you done? He can build drones. Right now, he's at 47 drones. You're at 40 SCVs, though you do have more income because mules are broken. You just gave him all the opportunity in the world to be confident he can defend you now. Instead of giving away the fact you can't damage him, make him think you can damage him, because he has nothing to stop your medevacs. So now you're going to sit back. You don't have enough production. You don't have your third taken. Like, these are huge, huge parts of Terran versus Zerg, is getting your production in a timely manner. No, it's too late. It's too late. For, like, between 20 and 30 SCVs, around 30 SCVs, you go to 3 racks. 40 SCVs, 5 racks. There should be 5 racks at 40 SCVs, or around 40 SCVs.
Minerals from that cluster, you thief.
You're past 40, and you lost some.
Research finished, but I'm still waiting on high-sec auto-tracking. The enemy's under attack.
Yeah, now he's just going to, like, he's hitting you. Because you ran away. Honestly, I think it's better to just keep 1 medevac sitting outside his base, even if there's nothing in it. Just make him think. It's gonna hurt him. Armory?
Complete.
Armory? 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 Armoire?
Upgrade complete.
Armory? Upgrade complete.
But at what?
But at what cost?
Add-on is good to go. You're at...
No, you're thinking too... The Liberators are definitely thinking too hard here. Like...
Add-on is all done.
Sure, liberators, but like
Head-on, finished up.
2 liberators,
Mineral field depleted.
and then medevacs. More medevacs.
Army under attack. Stim to win.
So, you know why I say you get to be Clem or Big Gabe, but not both? Or either? You know what you're fucking missing? It's everything! If it's everything, this is why you're Diamond. This is very simply why you're Diamond. This scenario right here, exactly, on the dot. This is why you're Diamond. You have 1,100, 1,000 in the bank with a refinery in production. While you attack the creep. It's not a turn-based game.
Forces under attack.
5 Marines in production is not enough.
Mind out of that cluster. And still in the game?
You need to figure out your production keys. I know you need to tab through. I would rather put my NG bays on, upgrades are the highest priority. You could have been halfway done with 2-2. Instead, you haven't started it. You're obviously struggling with the tab key, so don't even try AOE4. You can't just be building... Medevacs make a huge difference against roaches. They don't kill you that quick. Even though, despite all this, you should be just outright winning the game. You have these units here. You're panicking. If you, you're just not able to juggle these things. And I don't really have a solution for you. This is one of the hardest parts of the game, but one of the most obvious that needs to be fixed here.
Your precious base.
It's pseudo-multitask.
You engage the enemy on purpose?
That's what you need to do. And that is what you're failing at. The priorities are upgrades, and then units, and then economy, and then attacking. Upgrades, units, economy, attack. You want attack, units, attack, upgrades.
Your base is under assault.
Is your medevacs can fly. There we go, finally. Maybe try mech.
You took all the minerals from that cluster, you thief. Upgrades. The enemy is attacking your base.
You have the micro of a mech player.
Mineral patch is gone. It's not.
Also, why do we have more liberators? He made mutas, and you have no medevacs. Also, tanks exist. I know, things got stressful and we fell back to what you usually build, despite thinking... I want to learn how to micro? Why?
Forces under attack. The boys are next. That Vespene geyser is depleted.
Go play Protoss. Because it's fun? You're playing this game for fun?
Took dozens of APM to build.
What's wrong with you?
Base under attack. Time to lift to the corner and pray.
You're like, I had a blast doing my taxes last night. Shut up, Imperial officer. Nobody likes you. It's... Oh, well, there you go. So, the game isn't over, by the way. You haven't lost the game. Typical Terran. The supply does look bad, but remember, these are all roaches. You actually have 26 workers to 37. It's 2-2 versus 1-1. You definitely have a shot here. But mentally, like, you tap out of the game as he attacks into your planetary. What a random ass time to leave.
Oh my GG. Next.
Like, I realized after watching the replay, look at you watching a replay. Upgrades, production, economy, units, attack, upgrades, production. Production means do I need to build production, not producing units. Economy, units, attack. Sometimes it is upgrades, units, production, economy, attack. But attack is always last because if you fuck up the attack, you have nothing left to go home to besides death and sadness. And you might be used to that, but because your priority was always attacking poorly, I'm not saying you can't micro. I'm saying you should not be prioritizing that over building units, or upgrades, or economy, or production. See. I see why you're diamond, and I see why you're gonna stay there a while. It was alright. Terran, 28%. For those who don't know, the hope score is if you play a medium amount of games a week. 5 per league. So 5 bronze, 10 silver, 15 gold, 20 platinum, 25 diamond. Which is 4 or 5 hours a week, depending on how shitty you are, how much you get cheesed, how much you cheese, etc., etc. How likely I think you are to move up a league for the meta leagues and then a tier for Diamond Plus within a month. So a C means you're right where you belong. A D plus, like the last guy was, I don't know how you got here. I wish they still had demotions. A B plus is like, I think within a month you're probably gonna move up. Why don't you use numbers? Because fuck you, and nobody here understands numbers anyway. But mostly the first thing. So, not bad, not good, not bad. What the fuck? You actually dislike... Maybe you stopped disliking all his videos because you can't tell if you're one of the 17 dislikes. Is that why you stopped? No feeling of pride and accomplishment anymore. You know, every time you click on his video, I'm just saying, if you're going to his videos to dislike, that is hurting me more than it's hurting Loco. Because that means enough people are tuning in and watching ads ostensibly on his videos to dislike them. It's actually better to get 10% dislikes than 1%, because controversy is how you get views. I hate her to the core. Good luck with that. Oh, we did a little bit of math there. Good to know. It's gray. Pick 2. Diamond Protoss. How do you throw this one? This looks like a good one. You look like Jacob Kalir, the musician. Hey, that's what he said, too. I said, why are you copying me, bro? So I sued him. And now we're here. Wait. So, it's Gray, aka Kim's Missile. Diamond Protoss. Did you think you built a cyber core and you built a gateway? %. I didn't notice because that seems like such a stupid mistake. So I wonder why we're still in Diamond. That is 100% thinking that was a cyber core. I don't know what went wrong. But everybody thought that was a cyber core until it finished. Which, like, if he builds a Reaper, you might lose the game. But, and then it finishes. Oh. Oh. And you build, like, oh, come on. Like, I guess I have these gateways. Like, oh god, Terran's probably over here, like, writing it down in his fucking notebook, like, oh my god, it's a 2-gate opener. Is it? Like, it's obviously a big mistake, but I do like, outside of the 2 zealots, which is maybe a bit much, you're just, well, fuck. Just go about the rest of your build. And then this. What? Okay, so this is a classic. I'm doing a blink all in. Not because I think it's a good idea, but because that's my build. Well, that was very convenient. I mean, the Terran's doing the fucking Liberator range rush. What a douchebag. So, accidentally a pretty hard counter here. Like, like, this is actually one of the best builds you could do against it. Okay, so you got 1,400 minerals, but honestly, upon seeing the Liberators, it's okay. Oh, it's okay to get a little distracted with the micro. You don't want to be too. Oh god. Okay, well. Oh, Stalker's not great. No, are you building zealots now? You realize he keeps just building Liberators. This is the one fucking time Stalkers are okay. This is it. You found it. I'm on board with the Stalkers against Mr. Liberator Range Rush. What the fuck are those? It's not like you don't have the money. You got 500, you got 900 minerals, you got 500 gas. This is the one time. The one time. Okay, all right. I need to spend a little time though. There's some more important things. Which is this exchange. So, getting called out. Shout out to DJ Merlin. His Terran play might not be perfect, but his build order callouts. Let's see. We gotta get the holster. I wish I had money to give Winter to shout at me. Okay. Who doesn't? Who doesn't? To which DJ Merlin says, I'll sponsor you. Actually calling him out, taking him up on it. DJ Merlin's so generous. To which, send your replay stats link. I'll donate. What is that? I don't know. I'm getting distracted. So you don't want your replay. I do, but can I choose a replay myself? I'll choose a lot. Okay, so we eventually got there, but like, it was more of an idea. DJ, like, you gotta know, it's more of an idea than like actually wanting it. It's more of a, that would be cool, as opposed to a, oh, I don't actually want to go through the whole process here. That sounds complicated. Come on. How dare you? Have some understanding. At least choose someone who's subbed. You might be like, Winter, but not everyone has the money to sub. Yes, but if they're on the channel for a while, usually, and especially like if they've been subbed before, they get gifted a sub by one of you generous fuckboys. Or girls. I don't discriminate. They're all fuckboys. Anyways, so, based on that fact, means probably not as dedicated. Why?
Now I have your
Zealots!
attention.
Lucius Simage is now chosen.
If you had 15 Stalkers now, you could win the game. If you're gonna go a blink all in, you finally found the time to go Stalkers. This is it. This is the dream your Silver League self had. This was it. Tanks don't care about your... Oh my god. Okay, so no more. Just go 3 base. Just go 3 base and then do a blink all in. Also, if you see a Fusion Core and Liberators, build a Stargate. This is the time. You get to... Oh my god. This is it. This is the Stalker Void Ray game. This is it. Like, this is the one time I will say build Stalkers and Void Rays. Because ranged Liberators are the one thing you should be building those against. This is the most clear cut of any of those. And here you are, building everything else. I know. It's like you can't believe it. Yeah, if you see Liberators, try not to wall off the back of your mineral either. At this point, the ship is kind of sailed, but... I don't mean the command center. The counter is Void Ray Blink Stalker. This is, yes, this is the exception. Ranged Liberators are an exception to many things. No, this is it. Oh my god. He looks just like our gold player against the Liberators. I don't know if that's good or bad. It's endearing, I guess. It's like, oh god, Liberators exist. Me. Okay. Hey, it's me, your friendly AI, here to tell you about... Maybe we should build some of those starships against those Liberators. Help me, Step Chief, you're my only hope. Yeah, we're blending a lot of half-baked memes here, but... The name's Bortana. I'm here to explain everything so you don't have to think, Master Chief. I'm not good at thinking. Give me a weapon. It hurts me. What am I gonna do? Blow it up. Yeah, good luck out there. At least we reached towards our... Honestly, at this point, I've seen most of what I need to see. You reach towards the right things. I'm going to go ahead and say the blink all in was an exception. You don't usually do a blink all in, do you, It's Gray? Or at least you don't go that committed. I mean, the delay is like 3 seconds on the stream, so we should have a response faster than he responded to the blink all in. Or the fucking Liberators. I open Stargate a lot of times. So, this is that. I can tell you're actually reaching towards the right things, except for against ranged Liberators. Ooh. I don't always have the same build. I mean, the counter to ranged Liberators is Blink Stalkers and then Void Rays. And the fact you went for Archons is like, it wasn't bad. Wasn't great. So far, it's a C+. It's a C+, because at the end of the day, like, you can't just accidentally build... Like, if that happens 1 in 10 games, that is one too many. You can't just build a gate and be like, oh shit, it's not a cyber core. Like, let's hope that's a regular thing. You probably get tired of casting... I don't get tired of casting SC2, besides ZVP. ZVP's rough. You know what I wish? Is that more people would watch mirror matchups on YouTube. Thank you, multiple people supporting, so I'm gonna address it now. I know, like, I don't know if it's YouTube not showing it to as many people or people just not clicking on it. I think it kind of feels like it's YouTube because of the impressions. Like, it literally doesn't show it to as many people, so less people get the opportunity. I don't know how it knows it's a mirror matchup. Maybe YouTube has just been trained in the past that videos with certain tags. Yeah, people don't just like mirrors, but like it has the same click-through rate. It just doesn't get shown. Maybe YouTube knows better than you that you're not going to click on a fucking TVT, but honestly, lately, mirror matchups have been some of the most interesting because TVZ is figured out and ZVP is very figured out, and that's terrible. TVZ is still exciting. Protoss versus Terran can be exciting. Zerg versus Protoss has always been a bit of a disaster, but now it's worse. So... yeah. So if there's one thing I can say to you YouTubians, watch the mirror matchups. If I put a mirror matchup up on YouTube, it probably is another level of quality over another, like, fucking Zest versus Cyril or whatever. Because only the best mirror matchups make it to YouTube. As opposed to a pretty good, like, ZVT will probably make it as well. So, just in general level of quality. Has versus Nice is not a mirror matchup. That is a clown fiesta. In the like, give me more. Have a best of 69. Take 5 hours. All right, one more from It's Gray. Let's see if we can get... Playing a lot of games. Here. You see the supply blocks? Do you see them? The blue? That's why. You should say the same thing during the dead air of a non-mirror matchup video. Joke's on you, 50% of people turn off the video in the first 20 seconds. But that's most videos. Maybe not 50%, but like... so many people are like, God, those arrows convinced me that was a Loco video, but it's actually Winter. Ugh. Disgusting. I feel like there is a non-zero percentage of that. I wanted whole wheat bread, and I got spicy taquitos. Ugh, this is too much flavor for me. Yes, that was not subtly referencing Loco. Loco is bland and palatable. You're welcome. One sec, I'm sorry. In case you didn't hear what I was saying. I'm sorry. Is that a Loco video? I don't know. Did he fuck anything up? Because like if we didn't get past this point. Yes. Why do you have a second gate? Did he go pool first? I gotta go back. Yes, he fucked up. Why are you building a second gate? And not a second gas? He's hatched first. There are no Zerglings. There are no Zerglings. No Zerglings. Okay, okay. Protoss players like pictures more than they like words. So there are no Zerglings to scare your probes, okay? No Zerglings. Your probes are okay. So do not need a gateway. Gateway. All right? You don't need a gate until after your first tech building if he doesn't go full first. Because they can't have Zerglings in your base yet. If you end up going Stargate, it just means your build is bad. You needed to go second gas before second pong. If you don't end up going Stargate, then where's your warp gate? Yeah, it's just bad. It's just not good. It's just not good build. It's just a bad build. Obviously, right? Like, because look at how many minerals you have. You could have still built the second gate. Like, you could have still built it after the Stargate, even if you got the gas. You just didn't get your gas on time. So now the Stargate is late. Partially as well because the warp gate, like you decided to get warp gate late. It's just the Stargate. I don't know the exact number on the timing, but I know it definitely could have been like 20, 30 seconds earlier. Technically, it should start right as the Stargate does. No, technically correct. The Stargate should start right as the Stargate does. But as the Cyber Core finishes, you should be getting enough to have the Stargate. That's the point. DJ Merlin's still out here trying to be charitable and realizing that it's harder than it looks. He's probably a fucking Platinum Zerg. Give him some time. Okay, let's at least pretend to use hotkeys, okay? Like, if you're ever gonna hotkey anything, make it the Void Ray to kill the Ovies. Come on, please. Just let's pretend. You're sending Adepts out with no hotkey. It literally takes more effort to not hotkey them. You have to move your camera, or you select an army and select them individually. If you just put them on a control group, it makes it easier to control groups of units. So, I know it's scary, but it's literally what they're designed for. So having any control groups is a good habit to get into. Like, there you go. At least you did. You know what? There you go. Probably you gotta have it right at the start, but... Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. Sweet baby Jesus. At this point, yeah, keep microing. Oh my god. How many? 14! Holy fuck! Just keep building Void Rays during this. That's it. You want to build anything during this, and you'll be ahead. You risk actually taking damage to a counterattack if not. Also, you can't expect to get fucking 15! That is way too much. Oh, that is game-ending damage.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Big group. Don't trust big group. They want to control you. Ah, yes. I forgot about big group in their designs. Okay. The Void Ray is not gonna... How do I unlearn a control group? I want to have 3 groups for my armies, but my 3 is taken by production. Use the spacebar. Or a mouse button. You can hotkey like Control 9 or Control 0 to spacebar or mouse button, which are probably not ones you're already using, but I'm not sure. So, try those. You can hotkey mouse buttons in this game. This isn't a game of the year in 2021. This is a game from 2010. You can hotkey mouse buttons. In 2021, we just use controllers. Unfortunately, I can't use my mouse buttons for control groups because I learned a long time ago while spectating. I use them for spectator hotkeys, like drag scroll like this, which is a lot easier than middle mouse click. I can't unlearn that. I actually suffer from not being able to use my mouse buttons in SC2 for control groups because I'm just such a good caster. It's like I put too much effort into having good production quality to produce units more regularly. That's what I'm trying to say. I use my mouse buttons for, like, stuff in the Age of Empires. Oh, yeah, or just get, like, a World of Warcraft mouse, like a MMO mouse like Ferencio has with, like, 27 different keys on the side buttons. Which is madness. But I mean, exactly what you'd expect as well, right? Like, let's see, do I have a quick... I might have it. Yes, I do. So, in case you're looking for keys, here is Florencio's hotkey scheme. Sewer hotkeys for the discerning Protoss. Air upgrades and ground upgrades on different keys, which are all bound to the mouse. So your left hand can do whatever it is you want. The F1 equals spacebar. F2 equals caps lock, which I think is skipping some steps. But tab equals worker patrol, which is, oh, the more you look, the worse / better it gets. Like, what? 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 For robo keys, is that A, B, R, C, D? A, B, C? For upgrade? Is he using alphabetical? Like, I'm pretty sure Florencio designed AOE4. I figured it out. We thought there was like a whole dev team. No, it was just Florencio. And it works perfectly for him. Like, it's like, I don't need to hotkey mouse buttons because my mouse is my keyboard. What the fuck? I haven't looked at it this closely in a while. Jesus Christ. Well, okay. Moving on. So there's an example of something. Just go ask Florencio if you want a copy. He's probably switched it to involve, I don't know, some sort of flight stick or something. Not nearly enough gates. 5 gates per nexus. Okay, here's your build. Once you hit 60 probes, 5 gates per nexus. Hashtag gate. This is a new benchmark. Adding a new benchmark in 2021. 60 probes equals 5 gates per nexus. Just till you run out of nexi. Because you can't spend your money. Don't fucking lie to me. Look at your 2,200 minerals. You can build 5 gates and spend from all 8 of your gates. And still have money left over. You have 65 probes. You're just not spending it. So just build more Stargates. Okay. I guess... Okay. Actually, follow... Well... Huh. I mean, it's a little late. But... Yeah, well, okay. Yeah, there you go. How about that? I'm gonna adapt it. At 60 probes, 5 gates, and 1 tech building. 1 tech production. So 1 Stargate, or 1 Robo, or 1... So at 3 Nexi, you should have 3 tech production. At 4 Nexi, 4 tech production. And you're actually following through on that, but I was thinking how I would handle that. So you know Archons do extra damage to biological? You know what's biological for Zerg? Literally everything, including the buildings. More Archon.
Mineral field depleted. Base is under attack.
Why are you giving that up? Go kill him. Why did this fight go so poorly? Okay, so here are your options. Fight and save your Nexus. Or fight over nothing. You chose nothing. You're like, I'm gonna fight him in a terrible location defending nothing. Why are you fighting up a ramp now? Your Nexus is dead. You have no shield battery overcharge. Like, why are we fighting now? This is not the time for fighting. You've already lost. Fight at your 3rd. There's no point. This is literally the worst of both worlds. You're attacking up into an army that's already killed what you should have tried to defend. There's no point to be here. Only bad things can happen to you. You literally have Storm halfway done. You have 3 carriers. Well, at least 1 carrier was just finishing. You're about to warp in Archons, but you've already dragged the army down here. Like, what the fuck? Why are you leaving the game? I look at the supply and it justifies it, but I look at the fact you have carriers and 4 bases, and I think there's no reason to ever leave the game. He's got 2-1. It's probably GG, but this doesn't change the fact you left 10 seconds before Storm. Why did you fight? That was just fucking stupid. Mostly I say micro your macro, and that's still true, but the idea is you don't fight over nothing with a worse army. Like, that was just a strategic blunder. If you're building fucking 1,200 minerals of carriers and upgrades, maybe wait. Also build more Archons. Wasn't bad, though. This was better than the last one. What did I give the last one? Somebody remind me. A C+. Ah. Well, that was a B-. I'm like, I gotta make sure it's better. Like, you killed... The thing is, you didn't build anything while you were killing the drones. Also, you should never be killing that many drones, but, like... you had all the right ideas, just too slowly. And, of course, your army control is terrible. But... So you're on the right track, just do it better. Which is the worst advice, but also the best advice. That's why we're here, right? Alright. Did DJ Merlin ever handhold through? To get... Because we're moving to the AOE4 section soon. I can't find you, man. Are we still going? Like, he hasn't managed to make an SC2 replay stats profile yet? It's still going? Oh my... It says I need to upload 10 games. No, it does. Like, you don't have 10 games to upload? You don't have 10 games? Is that hard? They're all in the same fucking folder. Like, they're like 80 kilobytes. At first, I'm like, oh, well. And then I'm like, wait! So, nothing particularly exciting. Pretty boring replays today, no offense, some offense. And you just want to get yelled at? Yeah, I think it was the idea was more exciting than the actual activity. Because, like, if he can't find 10 replays, 1, either he has no idea how replays work, or 2, he doesn't have 10. So it was much more about the idea. But at this point, it'd be interesting to see, I think, what that looks like. I play like 20 games daily, yet have never watched a replay. Let's see if I can find his Battle.net account and see if he has the Watch a Replay achievement. Yes, there's an achievement. No, the point is, like, it's a stupid tax. If people can't figure out how to, like, if they can figure out how to give me money, but can't figure out SC2 replay stats, well, that already says enough.
Tankero 2015
You have no hope,
for 14
and
months.
learn to use a computer.
Not the lesson.
Thank you, Tankero. That's life advice. You're welcome. What AOE4 dev stat for? We haven't gotten to the AOE4 section yet. The pretty idiot proof? Well, you still, like, that is the limiting factor for Bronze League heroes as well. Is the basic ability to figure out what a replay file is. They made the account. Just link it. Link the account. Okay, so on the internet, you know the bar at the top. Oh. HTTPS www.sc2replaystats, no spaces.com. Don't say no spaces. /account / the rest of the fucking hyperlink. Holy fuck. Oh my god. We got there. He's playing on Korea, alright? So maybe he's Korean. He's a Diamond Terran. So just like DJ Merlin. Is there AoE Angry Coach? I would 100% upload one of my replays. You can't upload replays. They're all saved in the fucking cloud. And we already have some AOE4 queued up.
Oh yeah,
I forgot you didn't, like, I had completely forgotten in all this you didn't actually send the $20 yet, DJ Merlin. I would have just done it. Like, can I tell you which replay to see? So there's only 2 games that are over 5 seconds here. I don't know how you managed to win 5 games in 5 seconds or 2 minutes. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, there's like 5 games he wins that are 1 second, 1 second, 2 second, 5 second. So that might be why he's diamond. Is it AoE2? No, you can send in AoE4. AoE2, we'll do AoE2 as well, but I'm the least confident on that one. All you have to do is tell me your account name on AoE4 and then pray that the replay actually works. And if it doesn't work, well, AoE4 devs, -1. Which one? It's a curious mind. Like, okay. Alright, so this game. So my advice is don't get supply blocked for 8 out of the first 15 minutes. You are supply blocked for 4 minutes, and almost all of it is before 15. So you can't build units when you're supply blocked. This is an important point. Also, don't attack in the siege tanks. Versus ABC. This guy using Florencio's hotkey scheme. Did SC2 players finally get good? No. Usually the shameful players don't catch on to what we're doing. What I've found is Angry Coach, like I haven't been doing Angry Coaches regularly lately. So people don't know when to expect it. The shameful players don't pick up on things very fast, usually. They might happen to be here, but since I haven't done Angry Coach on SC2 in a few weeks, if I do it next week, then we'll have people like our friend here. But that's what I've always found. I take a few weeks off, I come back, almost no shame. Second week, though. It's the trend. Like, they just take a while to get with the program. And that's why they're so shameful. What the fuck? Okay, so we went 2 gas. So you're are you Korean? R1996 Ahul / Nanu? Is there a language barrier that explains this? Because you seem to be competent already. I am Indian. So, language barrier still, though. Are you first language English?
Your forces are under attack.
I speak 2 languages. I speak American and English, for example. But both of those are easy enough for me to understand. That Rax is not even a wall. The idea is what counts. It's TVT. Come on. So I'm pretty sure we pulled out of gas a little early.
Your forces are under attack.
Or a little late, rather. I think you're only supposed to have 2 on it. The fact we're doing any of the factory into expansion builds is already, like, okay. Starport. Where is the starport? We need a starport. Most of the pieces are there. The starport is glaringly absent. Need eventually a Raven. Okay. Yeah, the starport is really late. The starport is kind of the most important part. Especially if you kill a Reaper, the starport is the next most important part. Like, having enough Reaper Hellion is the first most important part. And then having a starport to either defend or attack. Like, because he's going to have a starport. Starport's 305 with this build, in fairness. What? How are you the authority now? You're also a Diamond Terran. No, not in fairness. The build, you're bad with the build then. No, the starport can easily be as you're getting your second Hellion. The fuck? Like, otherwise, pull more out of gas. So that way you have the minerals to do all the other things. No. The starport... Right now. I don't know what we're doing. We're queuing up SCVs. The starport should be right now at the latest. You got 130 gas. You have 50 SCVs 50 minerals SCV you just queued up. Yes, TVT details matter. I don't pretend to be an expert, but when you have 150 gas and no way to spend it, that's a fucking mistake. Also, I think he killed the Reaper and now is feeling extra ambitious. Yeah, 230 get. This is game-losing mistakes. At this level, you're probably not going to lose, but as you move up, you'll face players who will get their starport on time, and having starport units beats not having starport units. It's not very complicated. There's a reason that Ravens are the entire early game of TVT. Okay. Does he click on the fusion core? There's a fusion core. That's a fusion core. That's a fusion core. We shouldn't have gotten any information. There's a fucking fusion core in his base. You saw it. Like, I doubt we realized that. That looks like an NG base. I didn't see the fusion core. I am blind. Yes. I'm pretty convinced he saw the Marauder, and that's what we're going to be working on countering. You see a Marauder shooting at you as opposed to a fusion core building. Yeah, you gotta click it if it's not finished to see that it is a fusion core. I keep saying fusion core because fusion core is probably one of the most important units in the... Like, if you see it, you should win. There are pretty much a basic early game build. You should already be building the counter. The starport being late means you will not have a Raven as quick, and it won't have as much energy. So that's a huge issue. But a Cyclone on its own counters a Battlecruiser. Battlecruisers are terrible against Terran, as an opener at least. Wait, is it another... I guess I didn't think about Range Liberators. Yeah, we've been seeing a... That's the Terran equivalent of like a Void Ray proxy, I guess. Like, but Terrans are discerning. They're like, I found the spot on the map where you literally can't fucking hit me, and this is fair and balanced. Like,
Add-on complete. Add-on complete. Command center upgrade complete. Add-on complete.
This is the best player we've seen tonight. Besides the build, like... Then again, he's on Korea. This is what Korea trained you to do, which is actually micro. He's actually good at micro. That's how Korea be. There are some skill... Like, I've lost straight up to Gold Leaguers with a, like, sharp one base all-in. Nothing at all behind it. But that one base all-in is deadly. Like, it is just an entirely different culture. Like, Europe and NA, interchangeable. Especially below Grandmaster. but Korea is just completely different. Sure it's not the ping? It's not the ping. It is clearly different. Thankfully, we already have the counter. We have 2 counters. Fucking oh my god. Okay, just build. Okay, what? No, okay. Oh wow. Even Terran players' brains break when Liberators are involved. They're like the AI. Everyone's like the AI, like, oh my god. What do I... Like, what the fuck? Just having a complete and utter breakdown over here. Holy shit. So the answer is either you lock on and take a hit. That's fine. And then you move out. Or you build an auto turret. I can't, like, we've tried very little and still... And we're all out of ideas here, is what it feels like. Like, it doesn't need to be... Like... One more time. For posterity. What? The Liberator goes for... What? What? What a greedy fuck! What? Oh my god. Who knows how long this would have gone on? It was like a Liberator denying mining in the main base. That was such a win. That was a completely undeserved win from him. And he comes in, what the fuck? Yeah, how did you know? How did you know he would just... The thing is, the Liberator has already done enough. Like, it's denied so much mining. We're over here spending the last minute trying to figure out how to deal with a Liberator and coming up with, just let it go. Like, how to... What? The fuck? Where the fuck are you going? Okay. So here's the thing about battlecruiser openers. Is even against a standard build that doesn't know you're going battlecruiser, they're still bad. Because you're already building things that counter battlecruisers. Like, you're already building Ravens, Cyclones, and Vikings. Which are 3 very good ways to... No, scramble. Okay. Interference Matrix disables a target, rendering it unable to attack or use abilities for 11 seconds. Can target mechanical or psionic units. Okay. Ta-da! Now go away. Okay, one more. Give me another one. Okay. He just fucking flew it across, too. Oh my god, he got Yamato. Dude, okay. Where is it? I think he jumped it home. What a play. Dodged. Oh, why would it matter where he is, though? Remember, he still had... This is utter panic. This is the kind of stuff that outs you as a total Diamond Leaguer. Like... Also, you have units out on the map to scout. You just wasted like 400 minerals and mules trying to figure out if there's still a battlecruiser out there. What would you do if there was? I just reached Diamond. And your point? Well, in Diamond, you stop getting away with this quite so much. You need to worry about your goddamn self. Which is, remember, I'm going to repeat what I said to DJ Merlin, your patron. Upgrades. Production. Economy. Units. Attack. Upgrades, production, economy, units, attack. Upgrades, production, economy, units, attack. Does that make anything? Upgrades, production, UPE. No, it doesn't come up with that. Maybe I'll come up with a clever acronym. Longest to build versus shortest to build is another way to put it. Which is upgrades, production, economy, units, and attack. Which one takes the most and which one takes the least time? You want to get the most time out of the way first. In this case, you can't get upgrades, so at least an engineering base should start. And then, you'll still have minerals because you have too much money. You build production. You've already got more economy on the way. You're not building SCVs, so you do that. And then you build units, which you're already kind of doing. And then maybe we can think about where the fuck that battlecruiser went. That is the order.
Your forces are under attack.
Fucking 170 APM to reset hotkeys 15 times. We missed. There the NG base.
Your forces are under attack.
Stop with the resetting of the rally points. Like, the problem is no plan survives contact with the enemy. You're up against a Terran who's getting high-sec auto-tracking at the 8-minute mark. Looks like you're gonna kill a battlecruiser. You got 2 what the fuck? That's huge. That's massive. You killed 2 battlecruisers. Those things cost more than command centers.
Add-on complete.
Upgrades. You're 1 out of 2 on upgrades. Production. You're 3 out of 5 on barracks. Economy. You're 0 out of 2 on command center. 0 out of 3 on command centers producing. Units. You're building units. Attack. Long way off.
Research complete.
Like, you know the priorities. It's just, I wish the command centers just landed and killed the siege tanks like Brood War. I learned that the hard way. You should be punished. Won't land on a Zergling, but will land on this goddamn siege tank. Here. Upgrade. Upgrades. Long to short. Terran. This will expedite my life. Terran for Dummies! You forgot angry face? It's implied.
Your forces.
I'm automating my job as much as possible. Okay, okay. So, you just scanned 2 corner bases. You scanned them for 1. Let's see, do we follow the Terran for Dummies checklist? We've got right now, what do we have in production? We have 1 upgrade. We have 2 out of 3 SCVs. We got money in the bank. We're producing only Marines, and we're about to be supply blocked. Do we go in order?
Mineral field depleted. Your forces are under attack.
$133 out of 1. The answer is we just spent 30 more seconds confirming what we already knew. He did start another upgrade. He's kind of filling in some of the blanks. So kind of is the answer. Honestly, some of it. He got like 70% of it in kind of the right order. I think it was just command centers finishing. Why is this so fucking loud? Jesus. Goddamn siege tanks. Okay, so this is useless. Watch this down here.
Your forces are under attack.
Look what you've done. How many times did you reflexively go to your fucking orbitals and build 0 SCVs? How many times? Do you have enough SCVs to not... No, you have 55. You just keep hitting the button. You're not building any fucking units.
Mineral field.
Like, why will you keep going to your orbitals? I think it'd be better to have 200 than 148 supply. I don't know, that's just me though. I think we finished another couple... Command centers are the supply depots of the future. No, no. This is the classic diamond supply block. Which is, I'm at 172 supply, and that's the amount I'll have. Like, at some point, once we start attacking, things like supply depots just go out the window. And you're losing so many units, usually you don't get in a place where you have enough time to realize you're supply blocked at 172 and not 200.
Upgrade complete.
He did eventually make it there by building command centers, which is good and bad. Are you moving your production out of your base because there's too much shit in your base? Oh my god. Cyclones sniping an orbital. This is definitely a take 200 supply of marine tank and punch him in the face, but that has kind of slipped away. With multi-pronged attacks against... Like, multi-pronged ineffective attacks. There is no focus here. It's just a bunch of trickling. I thought you said you... Oh, no, he said he lost to ABC, not to BCs. Thors aren't very good against Marauders. Oh, no.
Your forces are under attack. Your field depleted.
This is a classic case of working harder instead of smarter. Like, you just need to build an army. And, like, your army is probably better than his. You've had better upgrades this whole time. They're now starting to even up. Also, Thors aren't that great against Marine Marauder. I guess they're good enough. How much longer does this? Yeah, 2 more minutes. And then it all falls apart because we haven't had an economy for a while. It looked very diamond. So, you said you just made diamond? Well, you're in the right place. Like, mostly the right ideas, but not usually at the right time. $194 APM. Could have been better accomplished with 100. No, it's not a C-. He needs to... Here's your challenge. You need to have less than 150 APM in the next 10 games. Alright. I think if you actually play 10 more games, like, it's going to be a C+. And try to do that. His plan was not to kill the opponent early. He actually had a macro game. It's just with hops and skips as opposed to smoothly. If you play at 150 APM as opposed to 200 of whatever the fuck that was, I think you will do better. You're trying too hard to do too little. You gotta prioritize. That's gonna put Terrans up to 58%. You didn't get anything done. That's not the point! The point is he needs to slow down and evaluate why the fuck he's not getting anything done rather than throwing things in every direction. He built a lot of it and then wasted it. Sad. Is it time to go to the less modern RTS? The game of the year? Is it time to transition to the game of the year, guys? I think so. You might be like, the game of the year where... Tell me which of these cannons Loco needs to repair. That's with all health bars on. The game of the year where next year on the roadmap is the patrol key and the map editor. Looking forward to it. Next year, also game of the year for such progress. But I want to thank the StarCraft fans. Before we get too many of those filthy, those casual, those AOE4 enjoyers. I can't believe it built. I'm sorry, the strategy slash. It's not game of the year. It's the strategy slash simulator game of the year, and I think Flight Simulator got robbed. I'm gifting subs to the people before we get too many of those AOE4 nerds. Ugh.
Wonder Gaming has gifted 5 subs to viewers.
What a generous guy. All right. We're back on this. Let's see. Who did we have? Oh, Quite Thunder? Wait, did we? Not again. Ginger XX Gaming? Yes.
Tom Bombadlu just donated $20. Any game?
First was Ginger XX Gaming. Wait, how many X's? Ginger Game. I'm sorry. 8361. My bad. Okay, wait. No. On Xbox Live. AOE4 French Pass Victory. Longbow Rush. What do you want? I almost want to put a shame right now. What is it? What are you looking for? It's like, did I do a good longbow rush? Like, is it possible not to? When you have your council hall built in? Against Abo, yeah, how appropriate. He had a lot of wins. Some of them were skirmishes. Possibly against the AI. In case you weren't looking at the match type. This was a quick match against real human being. It doesn't zoom out anymore, guys. You just have to go up a mountain to be able to see down further into the fog of war or some shit. I don't know. Keep, like... Oh my god. So this is not even a great map for English because of the rush distance, which is not much of a rush distance, but... Like... Feudal. Mostly on time. Lumber camp late. Don't need that many on food. What are you doing? Nope, don't need berries. Waste of wood. Waste of wood! Why do you need berries? You got fucking 3, 4, 5 sheep up there. You need... In order to make more longbows, you need like 7 or 8 on wood. Otherwise, like, why are you building a tower? What the fuck is this? Do you not want to... This is not a good longbow rush. This is not a rush at all. You have enough wood for 1 longbow. You've built an extraneous mill. You are building a tower to defend against what? What is he gonna have archers quicker than you? He literally can't. The designers thought it was a great idea that one civilization just gets 2 archery ranges as a compliment for getting to feudal. The council hall builds longbows at double the rate of an archery range, and it costs no wood. But you're like, let me make sure I don't have any to build longbows. You have 350 gold. What are you gonna do with that gold? What are you gonna build a market with 100 more wood so you can spend your gold on buying back wood? This is not a good longbow rush. While bringing more sheep, thus defeating the purpose. What are you gonna fucking wheelbarrow? How is a longbow rush getting wheelbarrow? He says, quote, longbow rush. He said in his message, it's a longbow rush. This is the opposite of a rush. You can't just build units and be like, it's a rush. We're getting the forestry upgrade. The forestry upgrade on paper sounds good. The forestry upgrade says, quote, doubles the rate at which villagers chop down trees. That is not 50% faster resource gathering. It's literally like the 3 seconds they spend chopping down the tree at the very start of each tree is now like 1.5 seconds. We're wasting our gold on whatever we can get. This is not what a rush looks like. It's like, you can't just happen to have longbows at some point and take him by surprise because he's Chinese and doesn't get a bunch of shit
Rancid
built in.
1289
Like,
just
I'm
donated
pushing back on just the fucking terminology
Oh,
right
angry
now.
Coach, in-game name Rancid.
So, after 16 games, by the way, at a exactly 50% win rate, dead average, 1013 rating. The baseline is 1,000. So that seems about right. Why does it seem about right? He doesn't even know what a rush is. Because he actually got to feudal before 5 minutes. He's been mostly producing villagers. He does actually know which landmark to get. He kind of scouted the map. Like, he's doing all the basic shit, but this is your classic gold leaguer like, oh my god, he rushed me at the fucking 14-minute mark. We got multiple towers. What are we defending against? You literally have nothing to be scared of from Chinese. They can't build anything to scare you. You have stray labora. But every tower you build is 2 less stray labora. Yeah, so... Thank you, small keg. Yeah. Like, you just show up, kill a bunch of villagers. Right now, the villager count, 36 to 32.
Small 102 has gifted.
He just can't have any. Like, what is he doing? He's coming out with he's pulling the boys. So, yeah, okay, so... This seems like your classic Meta League game. It's like, okay, eventually I showed up and attacked with anything, and he had nothing, so I won. So yeah, there you go. And yes, that will get you pretty far. That's the beauty of English. The thing is, some civs just have more stuff they can get, which is great. Yeah, there comes everybody. You have 1,200 gold. If you're wondering how efficient this is, you have 11 on gold. Why the fuck? If he had any shred of competence... Oh, he built that TC in the middle of the map. Okay. Yeah, so you just kind of walk up and win because you have better units than him, and it took this long to do it. Alright. So, one, shame on you. This was not good. But I guess...
Shame.
Like, it's half and half. I gotta give this a half and half. And I'm gonna take 0.5 away from the devs for thinking that just some civs just having a... Like, they're like, we want a counter system. That's like rock, paper, scissors. But they gave some civs a rock and scissors, and other civs just paper in the feudal age. And that is why there are only 4 civs in the game right now. So. Oh yeah, we can't have like anything in the background of AOE4 because it hates me. Yeah, some civs have a bigger rock. Some civs don't even need to care about paper or scissors because they can just focus entirely on rocks. Like, but English. Also, let's not pretend that any of that matters when you have people who are banking 1,200 gold but still winning the game because their opponent is boxing all their villagers and A-clicking longbows. So 5.5 for AOE4 and minus 0.5 on the devs on that one. So for AOE4, the hope score is a little different. Games are slightly longer. The queue time is much longer. I don't expect people to play as many games. I'm going to say for every 100 ELO above, starting at 1,000, for every 100 ELO, another 3 games. Another 5 games. 100 ELO is like a week. So, like, if you're playing 5 games a week at 1,000, that's still enough to improve. 10 at 1,100, 15 at 1,200. For that, I think if you can keep up the Strelaboros, I mean, you'll probably get to 1100 sooner rather than later. It's like a B for Bora. Because the feudal was on time. You don't need towers against Chinese. They can't attack you. They can't build better units than you can build. There's no reason to have towers. Unless you see, like, with your scout that they're building, like, multiple racks or something ridiculous. But they literally can't. You have men-at-arms and longbows, which are just better than anything they can build. Building towers slows down building your good units. You literally just have a better rock and a better scissors. Like, Zhugenus take the Song Dynasty. Want to check my replays? Only 20 bucks right now. You might be like, but I just gifted 5 subs. That's not how it works. You said that was out of the goodness of your heart and the generosity of past people. But I can check them out for 20 bucks. Next up is Quite Thunder, who continues to come here saying, like, I think this time is something, or Quiet Thunder, ooh, has yet to learn anything. Watch me get ram rushed. So we won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, and then lost to Piss Bucket, the ram rusher. So the first person that probably actually cared about winning, as opposed to building their civilization and making it look pretty. Quiet Thunder has played now. Wow. I guess matchmaking working. Played 77 games, of which he's won 51%, putting him at 984 rating, which is slightly below the baseline. But he is playing Holy Roman Empire, which... Okay, so this is a reason why Holy Roman Empire is not great, especially for noobs. Like, it can work. It's one of those, like, if you know exactly how all the mechanics work, maybe you can make it work. It's literally broken in some ways, like their spears don't brace. The Prelate inspires your villagers, which makes them work 40% faster, which is the fastest resource gathering in the game. Unless he's not inspiring all your villagers, just half of them, wasting 100 gold, making it take longer to get feudal instead of shorter. So already you're fucking up. It doesn't make them build faster. That is something you need later on. Like, you're only inspiring 3 villagers. You need to move the Prelate. Not to gold, usually. Gold, I guess, is fine. At least we have some focus. Fuck it. But, like, you already missed, like, 50% uptime. And yes, you do have to have, like, that is how fleshed out the civilization is you have to have a dude yelling at other dudes and dudettes to work harder. And that is, like, a very key and integral mechanic to the entire economy of the Holy Roman Empire, is having a dude yelling at other dudes to work harder. Like, that is the design of the entire civilization. That is actually super key, and if you don't do it, you might as well go play English, because it's just a worse English. Like, you also have men-at-arms as your focus, infantry is a lot of your focus, but if you don't have the prelates, you have no economic bonus. I guess that works. No, the chapel's fine. The chapel... Every building you build within the chapel radius reduces the amount of, like, resource space. So, the chapel inspires everything in that radius. So this isn't bad placement, I don't think. You can maybe get the deer. And you get the wood. And, honestly, pretty good placement for the chapel. There's another gold and a stone. You technically have all 4 resources potentially inspired by just the chapel. And then... yeah. Honestly, not a bad placement. What are you doing? Survival technique. Fine. You know what? I'm okay with that. It's actually an active knowledge of the fact that deer are hunted. You know what I mean. So he's English. What he's going to do is make fucking longbows, do a ram rush, and then send it in for 20 bucks and think he's good. You have to understand this. That is what Englishmen do. It doesn't matter when, it's going to come quicker than you expect because he just gets 2 archery ranges built in. Okay, no. Just wall off the top. Walls are ridiculous. They're stupidly cheap. Once you finish your feudal landmark, especially on Hillendale, start walling. Against English, when feudal starts, start the walls. Honestly, especially if you're quicker, you might want to start him earlier. Because he's going to have longbows. This is a terrible wall. Walls are super cheap as long as you go in a straight line. Because for some reason, if you build half the wall and then you build another half, each end costs like an extra 15 wood. So you can have the same length of wall with the same HP, but it costs twice as much wood if you try to build it in segments. Because that makes fucking sense. But that is how it works. So you want to build as much wall as possible at one time, otherwise it actually costs a lot. Okay, so this is very obviously terrible. Worry about the stone later. You have enough stone in your fucking base. Oh my god. Okay, you're sending prelates out to gather relics you haven't started. Like, you have no units. What if he makes any units? How do you defend? Against English, you can actually just make men-at-arms to keep the stray laboras at bay. He can also make men-at-arms, but you have a better economy because of the chapel. As long as you're not out here with 2,200 food, 500 gold, and your prelates dying to wolves. But you have literally no production of units. So, what happens if he builds any units? Yeah, you don't go send your prelates out before you build the... Yeah, like, as you build the landmark, you send them out. Otherwise, they're sitting around doing nothing. Like, what do you want from me here? You're going to get attacked. And he's probably going to attack because he sees you get castle. And he's like, oh, I guess we're doing this. Oh, this is just your classic SC2 issue. You have 1,800 food. You can only build 3 men-at-arms a minute. You can only spend 300 food a minute on men-at-arms. At least you're getting the right upgrade here. You can only spend 300 food per Rex. So, you can spend 600 food a minute, which is already more than you're gathering. Good for you. You have 1,800 food in the bank. This is not enough barracks. This doesn't work exactly. But production, economy, units, attack. Just cut out the upgrades part, because upgrades work differently. But you might want to upgrade your men-at-arms to the Castle Age one as well. That might be a priority. Holy fuck, that's a lot of rams. Did you not... Wall? Slow it down at all? Surprise! Huh. Where are your units? No, don't just right-click on the rams. You can beat his army. Let the landmark go. He has no men-at-arms. You have men-at-arms. You beat his army. if you just let your units, you gotta upgrade your units to the fucking actual age you're in. You didn't balance your economy well. You need like 5 Rex. If you have 1,000 food, you should have more Rex. Build a market, spend all this cash money you're getting. There was no reason. 1, you weren't gonna kill all those rams. 2, you needed more men-at-arms. The problem is, this is the best and worst type of game where you have the money to have built the right army. Like, you have 19 men-at-arms in the bank right now. But instead, you're like, oh, fuck. The rams that I somehow didn't notice over here are here, and I need to lose all of my villagers for no discernible reason. Also, using select all army with prelates involved is not a great... Okay. No. So you have feudal age men-at-arms, and also you already lost all the villagers. This is just panicking. You're halfway to Imperial. As soon as you see a ram, you're not getting to Imperial. 5 Rex. 5 Rex. The answer is 5 Rex. I get that was actually not terrible, besides your obvious blindness. You have to understand. He's English. He's going to do a ram rush. That's what he's going to do. 5 Rex. It was a B. For barracks. That one I'm giving an all right to, though, because you just need to build the Rex. Like, the build wasn't good, but it wasn't outright terrible. Surprisingly. The only reason the devs don't get another markdown for that is because it was still English. Tom. Oh, you need exact. Well, let's hope you have the exact same name as you do on... Yep. There you go. So, this is 900 rating. 73 games with a 48% win rate. So this is silver. Last loss, Highview. You're English against French. Did you not build longbows and rams? New to RTS. Longbows and rams. $900 is silver. 1,000 is the baseline. Very roughly, based on percentiles, 100 on either side is a league in SC2. Like 1,100 is platinum, 1,200 is diamond, 1,300 is masters. Very roughly. And the same the other direction. Like 900 is silver, below 800 is bronze. Why don't I show up? Do you have at least 10 games? Yeah, you need 10 games to get your placement. That's how it works. And then I still think it does the, like, heavy ELO stuff. Like, it's still placing you for many dozen more.
Now I have your attention.
Travanis is chilling for 40 months.
I'm looking something. Here, found it. So, if you are... It's hard to read exactly, but being in the top 10% is pretty much over 1,200. Being in the top 5% is about 1,300. So that's like Masters. And then above 1,400 or so is GM. Depending on how you want to do percentiles. 1,000 is right around 50. In fact, it's very slightly above 1,000, it looks like. 900 would put you right on the edge of silver. And then going below 800 takes a lot of effort. But I would definitely say 1,100. We'll say right there. Diamond, top 30%. It checks out. So, very roughly. Oh. There you go. Better graphs. Great graphs. I love graphs. Winter, what are you? 14, 15. I know more than you. That's why we're here, though. So, anyways, there you go. Graphs. I know enough to have stopped playing 1v1 for team games because I'm sick of Roos on Roos action. Moving on. Why can't we all just get along and murder animals together? God. We're judging Tom as a new RTS player, and so far I judge him pretty good. Pretty good. I don't know if you're using a control group for your scouts. Yeah, Roos should get a bounty for murdering villagers. That's actually an insanely good feudal. New to RTS means he's coming in fresh. Is this a 2TC build? Actually following. This is an actual build. Like, to the letter, pretty much. Though a little risky against French, but... because they can build knights, is why. Where did you... No, okay. That's one way... Like, I would say... Usually you're better off just building it next to your main. But it isn't required. I mean, you might get away with it, but if he scouts it... What civs are safer? Pretty much... The ones you're not very safe against are other English, Mongols, or French. Pretty much anything that can build a bunch of units or cavalry. Roos, you're usually pretty safe against because most Roos players are trying to collect all the deer. Honestly, this is the best we've seen all night. I mean, he's the lowest rating, but I think he's actually learned how to play the game. I don't even necessarily mind this. Like, at least there's a decision. It's not random. Like, it's obvious what you're trying to do. So, tower, you got 700 wood because there are knights there. It's extra beneficial for English just to start towering things. This is when you tower. You went 2TC, tower on the gold, tower in the wood line. Also, you could get a little extra stone and put arrow slits on it, which have extra range. They got buffed in the last patch. So arrow slits will I mean, he'll see the arrows, and either he'll just go for it and maybe lose his knights, or he'll stay far away. Yeah, this is when you build the towers. Is when you've already got your economy stabilized and you have one in the bank. Ding ding, ding ding. Men-at-arms are pretty terrible against knights. You got tower right next to the... Ideally, the tower goes in the middle of where you have your villagers, so you can retreat with your villagers. Can you believe this French player just keeps building knights? Yeah, they'll do that. And if you lose momentum, they may just overrun you. Yeah, the no tower at the back. Remember, it also gives you the network of castles bonus, which increases attack speed. It's supposed to increase your attack speed by 25%, but somebody did the math. Almost no unit gets a 25% attack speed. It's like 12%, but it's not nothing. Because each unit has a different bonus because somebody doesn't know how to do math, which would be consistent with AOE4. So I'm going to deduct... now that I'm reminded of this, that's going to be another 0.5 minus 1. Yeah, there you go. Another tick. So I'm recommending Network of Castles while also saying it doesn't work as advertised. It is still better. It doesn't decrease their attack rate that we know of. I thought they fixed it. They fixed it to work on all units. They didn't fix the calculation for the math. They did fix it because it didn't work at all. Okay, so here's someone doing QA testing for them. No upgrades in Age 2. The attack speed for longbows, 15%. Horsemen, 16%. Spearmen, 12%. Scouts, 13%. Man-at-arms, 20%. So, villager, 11%. So somewhere in the spaghetti monster, something went wrong. So it works on all the units. But... and it seems... So yeah, it is about, like, honestly, I think 25% is insane. And you get an upgrade in castle to 50. If it actually worked to make it 25% faster, and then the upgrade made it 50% in castle, that would be ridiculous. 50%? Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't think this is intentional, but the fact it isn't 50% is what keeps it semi-balanced. Because otherwise, like, 50%? Are you, what? Like, nice catch. Wait on villagers. So English villagers, remember, they have a bow. And that's part of why it's so hard to tell them apart from the longbows. Yeah, if it worked as advertised, it would actually be one of the best civ bonuses in the game. A good general rule is like 3 or 4 tiles. Oh. Yeah, no. Do not build farms here. And do not think the mill bonus is God. You do not need every farm to be in the mill bonus. Dispel it. This is not City Skylines. If you get even 4 farms in the mill bonus, just put the mills next to your TC. Okay, if he's going mass knight and that's his whole strategy, let's look at the whole map right now. And then let's look at what he has. He's on 1 TC. He's got 4 farms, and he thinks he's English. Look at how he's building his farm. Dispel. I want you to get that out of your fucking head right now. No more of this. No more. No more trying to figure out exactly where your mill can go to get all the farm. You get at least 4 farms, you're good. You're good. That's all you need. You got 400 wood, you're supply blocked. Don't worry about spending an extra 50 wood on a mill. You don't even need food. And by God, do not do this. This is how you lose games, by the way. Like having 20 villagers out in the suburbs dying horribly tonight. Like, this is how you... Relying on this is how you lose games. You have a dozen towers, a bunch of... I would put a mill right... Like here. Here's a mill. Here's a mill. Here's a mill. Do not need all 8. Build more mills. It doesn't matter which mill. And also, it's not even that huge of a bonus. You know what the huge bonus is? Farms are half off. Only 37 wood. Who even gives a shit if there's a mill bonus? You can build twice as many farms as anyone else. So stop fucking around building farms like the villagers are the real investment. I'm saying this because everything else you've done has been better than anyone else tonight. Everyone else thought they knew what they were doing, and they were failing. You actually had a real build, but you're falling into the City Skylines trap. I guess we're calling it City Skylines because whatever happened to Sim City? Remember when we called things Sim City? Not anymore. City Skylines makes more sense to me. It's no Microsoft Flight Simulator, which got robbed for Simulator/Strategy Game of the Year by this disaster. But, moving on. Farming Simulator as well would have been bad. But, yeah, so get it out of your head. 4 farms on a mill. That's all you need. Makes it worth it. I'm just making that number up because I need people to stop doing this. This is how you lose villagers. You've lost all the benefit of the farms if you lose 20 villagers trying to make them pretty. Here's the beauty of it. You're only behind 3 villagers after this. Even though you just lost 20. Because your opponent is making knights, and then he's going to transition into making more knights. Looks like he has a siege workshop for the first time in his career. But if you, like, look at the replays. Look at what he has. Just focus on keeping your shit together. You're better than them. Yeah, this is how you die. At least build walls. At least build the cheap-ass walls here. No. This... When I see this, I see you making a fucking something to put on the non-existent box. Not a defensible position. The beauty of English as well is their keeps can produce units. So you do want to get to castle. That is the missing part here, is you don't have castle. I don't know if you have a market somewhere, but... Uh-oh. You may have right-clicked on a crossbow. So all your units are trying to kill that one crossbow, which is not great. Oof. Oh my god, those crossbows have so much armor! They have 6 melee armor, what the fuck? Yeah, it kind of fell apart. I fell behind and got flustered. Men-at-Arms. Man Pike Bow. X-Man Pike. X-Man Pike Bow. Remember this. X-Man Pike Bow. Say it again. X-Man Pike Bow. Crossbows, Men-at-Arms, and Pikemen. Those are your units. That's how you fight in the Castle Age. You need to get to castle faster, but mostly don't make your farms so pretty. You're making your farms too pretty. You just need to drag them out of the ground. Honestly, just keep playing how you're playing and make your farms less pretty. That was an A- from me. Like, you haven't played that many games. We stomp out that farm habit. And then walls at 40 vil. We'll say 35 vils. Yeah, you actually followed a build order without neglecting the opponent existing. That was pretty good. Like, legitimately impressive, especially for a new player, but maybe because you're a new player is why. Just remember, you're fighting someone. You're not trying to put something on the box. Those farms being half off is an insane bonus. Like, that's ignored when people talk about English eco bonuses. If you can make it to the farm transition, that's a huge deal. It's way cheaper. Now we have our very last, maybe. Rancid. Rancid is 1170, which is poking at that diamond, give or take. So, my 2v2 game and immediately ruining it. Mongolian Heights. Then again, like, how can I judge? I think team games are better now too. HRE on Mongolian Heights. Chinese versus Chinese on Highview? So, I'm not exactly sure what Chinese versus Chinese is supposed to look like. It's either a Zhuganoo rush or everybody's like flailing towards Imperial. It's not clear because Chinese isn't as popular as Rus or Mongols. You want with the no Imperial officer, which is fine, I think. Honestly, nobody really knows. I'm not convinced anyone has a decisive answer on this. Imperial Academy first is just asking for your opponent to punish you. In my opinion. Like, okay. The tax gold is irrelevant. The tax gold, you can only carry 20 at a time. Gaining more tax gold is one of the shittiest bonuses of all of the bonuses. It is terrible. Because the thing is, the only thing that you get from the Imperial Academy is you have to pay gold to be able to carry around more gold, which makes it a little better. But generating tax gold, like, that is worse, in my opinion, than having a shitty outpost early. There's almost no scenario where I think having a little more tax gold ever fucking matters. The only thing it does is help you get to the Feudal Age or Song Dynasty. So I think the Barbican is almost always a better choice, just because it actually fucking does something. They implemented the tax gold mechanic and then made it so you can only get so much at a time that most of it is irrelevant. It's actually... And, of course, the supervision mechanic overwrites most of the tax gold. Like, it's so dumb. Are you getting Song Dynasty? What the fuck is this? If you're gonna get Song Dynasty, right now, you could cancel 4 villagers, which apparently I can do as a spectator, even though it doesn't work, because that's how good the spectator... Oh my god, it gave you the food when I did it. Oh my god. You see, now you have 400 food. And now you can get Song Dynasty. So this is how well coded the game is. I don't know what to do. Do I take away or add to the devs? Like, so, what if I go to the other player and I come back? Let's see what happens. Okay, alright. As you can see, you would have 400 food. And you could immediately get Song Dynasty. Give him one. What if we just created an alternate timeline? And the game played out, and suddenly we've opened up. Oh. So yeah, when you're spectating, you're just a shittier version of a player on the map. That's how bad the spectator interface is. And in order to see production tab, I have to click on the buildings that he's producing from. It just opens up the same menu. That's how I'm looking at the production tab. Anyways, you have enough food, as you can see, right there, to get the Song Dynasty. Oh my god, wait, it's all messed up now. I need to go back. Okay. I need to not touch that, because I might accidentally throw off all of... Apparently we can't see the resources on the map anymore, so... I changed... Okay, so this is a lot to be getting at once. With Chinese, the way your economy works with the supervision mechanic, you want to be getting as few resources as possible to minimize... Oh, by the way. So let's do some fucking math. More fucking math for everyone. The tax gold. There's no way you're collecting... Let's say you're collecting 40 tax gold a minute. Okay? You're collecting 40 tax gold a minute. Which is optimistic, because right now you're only getting like... It's each return is 1 or 2, maybe. Right now, you have 4 villagers. That's about 160 per minute on gold, very roughly. If you had 20% more, you'd be getting 32. Also, an important thing, supervision increases the resources you receive. They don't actually get 12 gold. They get 10 gold, and then it becomes 12 through bureaucracy or some shit. So supervising, on top of being incredibly inconsistent and super clunky with gold collection, if you have at least 4 villagers doing something, it's probably better to supervise, especially for limited resources like gold, and sometimes like wood, because you literally get more out of the gold than you would if you didn't have the supervisor. It creates more gold magically. Through bureaucracy. So, essentially having anything on tax collection this early, especially when you're gathering 3 different resources, is a waste. It is not gaining you more gold than you're losing. Look how fucking long he takes to walk around. Like, look at this. Look at this stupid shit. He didn't get enough gold there. He maxed out the gold there. And there's an internal cooldown on each building, so you can't just go back and forth. You have to only get... You can only hold 20 at a time, and you can only take 20 every 15 seconds from a building. And it doesn't tell you the cooldown, but the Imperial officials know. Like, he'll return 7 gold. Because the cooldown of these buildings... 23? Like, it's so... Supervisor gold. I don't use Imperial officials for tax collection unless I somehow have an extra one or I don't need unit production. Like, it's just not worth it. And you won't know where they are. Like, it's almost always better to supervise. It's maybe okay, like, just ignore the tax collecting. Just fucking ignore it. Also, this is a terrible spot. What is this protecting? The Barbican is just a shitty outpost. It doesn't even have... It doesn't have... it actually has less range. It has less vision range than it can shoot. Just jam it right up against some of your resources. This is not protecting jack shit right now. Like, it's just a big shitty outpost. It's worse in every way, besides you can put more dudes in it. But, yeah, it feels like it was supposed to have vision range from the outside of the landmark. But, math again. Here we go again. To loom over the forward gold. Okay, 1, shut the fuck up. 2, build towers if you want to actually kill anything. Get like a little bit of stone, build hand cannon slits. They actually do more damage than the Barbican. Loom over. Oh my god. So stupid. By the way, you know when you supervise your eco upgrades, they go faster. They research faster. You're just getting all these eco upgrades slower than you could be if you supervise them one at a time. You're just over here collecting fucking chump change. This gold mine has 231 gold in it. In taxes. You're never gonna collect that. It's such a stupid mechanic. Supervise should be a button on a building, and the Imperial officials should should just be tax collectors. But because they spent like 4 minutes designing Chinese on paper instead of actually playing the game, it seemed like a cool idea. Why is the supervise over the Imperial officer, not the building it's supervising? It's like, why not? No, it could switch within the radius, and you couldn't tell which building it's supervising without clicking on it a bunch of times. Anyways, I'm sorry, I'm getting rustled again. He's going pro scouts. The village is too thick. In my opinion, putting it here just reduced your farm space. Technically, you can garrison in it, but they can't shoot. You garrison, and then they burn down the village. That's it. I just put it at the back of the base or some shit. Out of the way. It takes up way too much space. It's almost as useless as the Barbican. Actually, it's way less useless, I said. With the big brain. Because it gives supply. The Barbican doesn't do shit besides annoy scouts by looming over them as they steal all your deer. How did that go for you? How's that deer for you? Where the fuck are you going? Like you're gonna get... No! Build some goddamn farms! You have 900 wood. Build some farms. The quicker you get farms, the less you have to worry about. You get 20 farms right now, which you can't quite afford, but getting 20 farms at this stage... He went pro scouts. He spent all that gold on pro scouts. Start your farms. I think your target is like 15 to 20 farms, 15 on wood, and the rest on gold, and you're good to go. Like, it is not worth it to have these guys mining wood. Why are you mining wood? Rally to this one. Because of the clunky-ass supervised mechanic, you're wasting wood. You're actually getting less wood because these guys are not returning. One, when they don't return to a lumber camp, you don't generate that shitty tax gold that you can't collect. Two, you don't get extra wood. So it's actually worth it to walk a little farther to a supervised lumber camp than be chopping down this wood over here. So, yeah, you gotta understand how fucking clunky Chinese is and abuse it. You have to understand that having resource drop-off points is far and away better than having a town center. Town centers are not for defense, they're for villager production. That is it. That is their only purpose. They're not for defense. They're not for protecting an area. They don't do jack shit. You can't even target fire. You can only target fire your first landmark town center. You cannot target fire your secondary town centers. This is because the designers of the game never build more than one TC. And since it wasn't in the patch notes, the fact that you could target fire your first TC, it was probably an accident. And something else changed, and now that you can target fire just your landmark town centers, because that's how it fucking works. So usually you want to build... Usually I build my second TC, like, at the back of the base with my villages and the other shit that doesn't work very well. That, like, blacksmiths, villages, fucking houses, they all go at the back. I'm playing fucking Bronze League Heroes again, and then you wall off for, like, 40 wood or something way too cheap, so that way they don't burn it all down. And honestly, it's better for them to burn down your villages and your houses than it is for them to burn your goddamn villagers. So, here we are. So now that we got all that out of the way, like, you're kind of generally going in a certain direction, but you're missing a lot. Like, you're literally missing so much gold right now you could have. You should have started farms already. I would say 40 villagers start farms. 40 to 50. Depends on exactly, like, if you can get your deer and it's convenient, okay. Maybe 50. If he's literally fucking stealing your deer, then maybe we start earlier. Especially if you're banking 1,000 wood. Okay, so this is when you can tax collect. When there's nothing. So I like how the Imperial official is idle. It shows up as an idle worker when it doesn't have any tax to collect. But this guy is doing a very important job right now. Anyways, at some point you have to build units. You haven't built... before Castle, Men-at-Arms, Fire Lancers, and Bees. Those are my top 3 units. Men-at-Arms, and Pikes, and Bees. And then, if he's, like, making mass crossbows or mass archery range units, you build more Bees and also Fire Lancers. Men-at-Arms, especially in Yuan Dynasty, can just run around the map, and they don't die to anything very fast. Also, they're not called Men-at-Arms. They're not. I keep getting fucked up by this, because look at this. Look at this. Here's the icon for Man-at-Arms. Okay? They're called Palace Guards, and they're a different fucking unit. They're an entirely different unit with different stats. They are not even like a renamed. So that might be a little confusing to you. It's because other confusing things. The Lancer is actually pound for pound exactly a knight. A Lancer is a knight. A Fire Lancer is actually a horseman with a Fire Lance. So, Fire Lancer is not a knight. It is a horseman with a lance. A Lancer is a knight. But a Palace Guard is not a Man-at-Arms. Despite having the same icon with a shield, they do not have a shield, they have less armor. Here are the actual stats, by the way. A Man-at-Arms has 1.12 move speed. Palace Guard, 1.38. Okay. Overall, it has the same HP, but it has 1 less armor, which doesn't sound like a lot, is quite significant. They're significantly more vulnerable to arrows, and in a straight-up fight against Men-at-Arms, they will probably lose. But they're much more maneuverable, and can, especially in the Yuan Dynasty, they get to be almost as fast as knights. And so do the spearmen. The spearmen catch up, but when they get the speed upgrade from the Yuan Dynasty, they can almost catch up to knights and can easily overrun archers and other men-at-arms. They're a different fucking unit, but I keep getting distracted by the fact they literally use the same icon and slapped like a little special unit icon on it. And you're telling me this UI wasn't designed by a fucking intern for their sophomore year mobile app, Rough Draft? Are you telling me that? Because otherwise they paid too much. And you've already got the Yuan Dynasty. What are we building? Look, this is a base Palace Guard. Does that look like a dude with a shield to you? Does he have a shield? Is there a shield I'm missing? I'm deducting an entire point just for the UI. If I was being fair, it'd be 12 more points, but just 1. Alright, Man-at-Arms, Pikemen, Bees. And Fire Lancers. Honestly, in this fight... Fuck! I did it again! Slicey Diceys. Okay, that's what I'm calling them now. It's more accurate. They're more agile, and they have a big glaive. Slicey Diceys, Pokey Boys, Bees, and Fire Horses. Honestly, in this army, So, here's what you're not doing. Why aren't you using your map hacks? Use your map hacks. Here's what you do. You hit this button. This is the map hack button. You can reveal the location of enemy villagers. Fun fact, you have 10 seconds, and you can right-click your units. You can literally take 10 slicey dices and right-click on villagers anywhere on the map when you use that. And they will go attack them. So it's not only a map hack, it can be a homing missile. So once you feel, like for example, you could shift and then right-click on this. Can you use it more than once? It's on about a 3-minute cooldown. Doesn't say what the cooldown is, but it is a cooldown. So you can use it way more often than you ever should. It actually is a pretty great, like, when used right. Also outposts, just in general outposts. Always outposts. It's not like you don't have the wood, actually. You have 4,000 food, though. Okay, here we go again. Upgrades, production, economy, units, attack. What upgrades do we have right now? You are currently sitting on 0 attack upgrades. You don't have military academy, which is one of the most important ones. 25%. Every number like that, I'm going to put an asterisk on. It's probably somewhere between 15 and 50%. You do have the armor upgrades. Okay. Production. How many barracks? You have 8 wrecks, which is still not cutting it, but it's better. Economy is not balanced. The economy phase is way harder in Age of Empires, because you have 4 different resources you have to manage. So, I see you made a classic mistake, my friend. You went full AOE2 and you built a fucking lumber camp instead of a mining camp over here. Ah, so this is the kind of stuff you gotta figure out before you go in for your big attack. Ooh. Yeah, it's a rough one. Like, it happens, but you gotta figure that out. Yeah, that's obviously it. We both know what happened there based on the placement and the context. That's actually like a potentially game-losing issue. Wait, why do you have so much vision? Oh, you did include a scout. I like it. Alright, that's what I've had a tendency to do as well. I just start pressing the scout button so I have 3 or 4 scouts with my army, because you can't see shit without them. I just continually add, like, 1 stable of scouts in with the army. It's not like you're hurting for food, right? So, I would say, well, you should probably build a fucking stable. Or 10, maybe. Maybe 10 stables. Maybe 10 a stable. How about that? I'll just use TCs, or you could build stables. So that way you have access to fire lancers. Not for burning their landmarks, because they have no multitasking skills, but for actually fighting with the army. With your slicey dices. So that way they can't just sit and build a death ball. There's no cannon fodder? What? That's what scouts are for. Also, slicey dices and wood is the limiting factor. Gold is really easy to come by. Infinite gold with neutral trade posts, relics, and a bunch of passive gold mechanics. Gold units are trash units. Wood units are the new late game. It sounds very counterintuitive because it is. They gave like 6 different ways to get passive gold in the late game, so they become trash units. It's the opposite of AOE2, where wood units are the trash. Thank you, Wolfgang.
Wolfgang 201 is gifted 5 subs.
All right. Upgrades. You do not have anything in your... Every university upgrade is insanely good, if they work as advertised. 5% gathering, 15% extra gathering is the same as getting the eco upgrade for every single thing. 20% melee health and damage. 20% range on gunpowder. 20%. These are all insane, especially the infantry one is insane. I don't trust the 20%, but like, or the 20, I don't trust either 20%, but even if it's 10%, it's very good. The other upgrades, fine. Production. 8 racks is not cutting it. You're getting 2,000 food a minute. We already established it. Well, maybe 8 racks will do it. Remember, because of the pregnant barracks rule. You might be like, what is the pregnant production rule? So, here's how AOE4 works. You can build a unit at 99% when you're maxed, or when you're supply blocked. When you get unsupply blocked, aka losing a unit or building houses, the unit pops out instantly. So you're ready to go right there, but the unit, it just doesn't come out until it has the supply. And it goes in the order you build them. So that is why overbuilding production in the late game can be good. It's not like you're maxed out here, but you have the money to be. And that is the point. Having extra production, especially for other civs, siege workshops, means you can have literally like 10 bombards ready to pop out. Or 20 fire lancers or something. So you can essentially have like a 250 supply army. This isn't the first game to have multiplier errors. So many games have these problems. You all just don't test everything like you do in an RTS. Correct. That's not phrased like yeah, so fix it. That's phrased like they should get away with it because they didn't do math. But yeah, I agree. Upgrades. Key upgrades. Production. Economy. Units. Attack. AOE2 had errors for 15 years? Yeah. AOE2 was designed in the 20th century. So granaries are a benefit, but it's not. You can't get carried away with the food. I forgot when you speed up the replay, it also speeds up the exit, and it doesn't pause at the end. It just kicks you out, and there's no rewind, so we can't go back. So we're just out of that. But overall, like, honestly, you played like the equivalent of a diamond player. So I'm going to give it a B-, because you were kind of missing a lot of the production. The economy wasn't very balanced. Details like using the spy's ability or supervising. Like, you don't understand the civ mechanics that well, and you don't necessarily need to. But if you're going to start coming up against the Rus and the Mongols. And you need to use every little mechanic you can to survive the feudal age, so that way you can play the rest of the game. That is the intent. Can I share my notes with the class? I don't know. Ask the fucking class. Automod. Oh, wow. AOE4 Deluxe Edition. Yes, the AOE2 HD Remastered Definitive Edition. AOE4 defended now with the patrol key. Well, so that will wrap up this hybrid angry coach. I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. I hope it was educational. Thank you for watching. Good luck, have fun, and supervise those mills.